crypto crew, buckle up because tonight on the Dipito Show, we're diving headfirst into the digital frontier with the 5 faces of crypto.
That's right. We've got 5 unstoppable voices from the wild world of crypto, blockchain, and digital assets. And guess what, guys? They're spilling it all.
Ooh! How did they get here? We're going to talk about that. That's going to be some hot and fresh. What sparked the fire, which I love. I love those stories right there. We have some builders that are in here. We have investors that are lighting the way. Researchers. I mean, you can't be in this space without being a researcher. Let's just be real. 5 lives, 1 crypto obsession.
They're going to be dropping their wildest stories, toughest lessons, and gold nugget advice for anybody ready to dip their toes into this ever-changing space.
From grinding it out to cheering it on, these faces are shaping tomorrow. Ethan, Amy, Brent, Trizzo, Mr. Zaman. What? We're going to hear a story about that name. Trust me, you guys ain't going to want to miss a second.
So stick around. It's going to be a fun show.
Let's go! Dip that toe.
Dip that toe, baby.
Bring him in.
Welcome to Dipito. How you doing, Simon?
I'm doing so very well. How about you, Melissa? You doing good in the hood?
I'm doing fantastic on this wild and crazy hump day.
Hump day. Hey, speaking of hump days, let's bring all these 5 flavorful humps up in the room. What you think?
Well, I was going to say tonight we're diving into the stories of 5 unique voices in crypto, how they got here, what they've learned, and what they're going to tell somebody that's just wanting to start out. We've got Ethan, the father of the grind, and he's a blockchain builder. We have awesome Amy, investor and educator with a knack for breaking it down. We've got Brent, investor, educator, and co-host of the Staple Crew with his dad, Alan Staple. We have our friend Trisso, who's a researcher and project cheerleader with a have-a-go spirit, and Mr. Zam, research guru and supporter of crypto's boldest ideas. So tonight, I mean, we have a diverse group of folks joining us. I'm super excited. Let's get those people in here.
Let's do it. What's good, everybody?
Welcome to the show. How's everybody feeling tonight?
Fantastic. How are you guys
so
doing?
Good. Hump day. It's the best day.
Absolutely.
Because we get a Dipito show.
Hello.
Hello. There's Tristo.
Thanks for having us, guys.
He's joining us from work, so he's going to be popping in and out, and we're thankful that he's here. Tristo, thank you.
Tristo's bringing that thunder from down under, eh?
No, thank you. The honor's mine.
Yeah.
Oh, good day. Cheers, mate. No, thank you, guys. You really make huge changes in the space, so I feel more honored than you do.
Oh, thank you so much. You
Thanks,
know
homie.
what? Before we start things off with all of our hard hitting questions for you guys, why don't we go around the room and have you guys introduce yourself? And we'll start with Trisso since he's at work. So Trisso, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Tristan for starters, so known as Trisso also. I live in Australia, the western side of Australia, for anyone that's listening that's over east. Basically, I just have found crypto and never have gone back. Yeah, I don't really know how to. Yeah, you kind of put me on the spot.
No, we'll
That's what this is about, baby.
We're going to be diving. We'll be diving into some more. But you did great with just saying that you're from Australia, because that's a fun fact that people don't know about you. So we'll get back to a little bit more depth on how you got into crypto and all of that. Mr. Zam, am I saying that right?
Yes. Good evening, Melissa. Good evening, Simon. Shout out to everybody on stage. Brent, Ethan, Trisso, awesome Amy. Looking forward to hearing you guys' journey and your stories. Thank you for inviting me, Melissa and Simon. I've been watching your show for a while now. Very excited to be here. A little nervous, but I'm looking forward to it. During the day, I'm a senior infrastructure engineer at Ivy League University. I have a consulting company and a logistics company, and definitely involved in crypto for a number of reasons, but I'll be happy to talk to you guys about it as we go along. Shout out to CKJ and Team Green, XR Zillas, Devon Energy, all those guys. Too many to mention by name, but you guys know who you are. I talk to you guys all the time in Telegram. Optimistic Prime and Coffee and Crypto guys, Stone Lady K. Shout out to everybody, Uga. All the good communities out there we're involved with, the Protectors, now Robin Fitz, and I'm gonna shut up. Sorry. Thank you guys.
Welcome.
Welcome, man.
Great,
welcome. Glad to
Brent,
have you here.
what about you, Brent?
What is happening, Dip and Toe crew? Let's go. I'm so thankful to be on this panel. I was so thankful to get Simon's phone call and the big question that he asked us about tonight. I got into all this, talked to my dad about it for years. We started a YouTube channel together, going on almost 4 years now. And we started it because we were tinfoil hat people, and we were, we'd always try to dig down into the rabbit holes and connect the dots of what's really going on in the world. But moreover, we love people and we're solution people, and we don't like to sit down in the mud. We like to stand up, get to work, encourage people, inspire people. And that's what I see you guys doing. And so getting to be on the show for the first time, this is our brother sister channel. We just are so excited to see what you guys are doing with it. And we just, however we can help you be successful. And
thank you.
I studied and made notes. It wasn't just
I love you, Brent. I can't wait to hear more. I want our audience to know where you're from and kind of what you do for a living, just to kind of touch on the diversity of who we have on the stage tonight. You're just a regular hardworking man.
I'm a regular hardworking man outside of YouTube. I work for a large corporation by day. Also do construction on the side, and then I'm now really trying to put in a full-time effort on the side towards building our channel and our community with the Staple Crew. And luckily I have the most amazing partner in my dad, and we're just, hitting the right spot at the right time. And it's exciting. I have so much going on, but I feel like that's when I've thrived in life. When you start putting a bunch of things together and you put a bunch of energy out, all of a sudden all these opportunities start coming at you.
Yep.
And I have an opportunity at another job right now that I'd really like to pursue. and it would be kind of a cool career where I'm at here. I live in San Luis Obispo, California, so Central Coast. Great place to live. You know, I'm off and on for 20 years, and I'm very, very lucky. Uncle of 2 girls. I have just amazing friends and people in my life, and yeah, I'm just I'm a happy guy.
Well,
And I'm happy to know all of you and get to know the rest of the panel tonight. This is exciting.
We can't wait to hear more about your story. Awesome, Amy. Please tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What you do besides crypto?
I'm from the Midwest. Thanks for having me on tonight. I'm from the Midwest, so smack dab right in the middle of the United States, you know, 2 days away from everywhere. I'm professional. I work in transportation, and I work at the global executive desk. So I'm the person that gets the email that says this needs to happen, and then I make it happen.
Very cool.
Yes.
My son happens to work in logistics and transport, so we might have an interesting conversation offline later. Well, welcome to Dip a Toe, and can't wait to hear more of your story. Ethan, father of the grind, tell Dip a Toe audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a father of 3 boys. I've been in and out of crypto for probably about 7 years. I got out of it for a while. But when I got back into it, I stumbled upon the XRPL, and it was unlike any other crypto experience I've ever had. And it honestly, it blossomed the idea that I had with the project that I wanted to build off to the side. I wasn't even thinking of doing a crypto project at first, but when I found the XRPL and how family oriented it is and how uplifting everybody is to each other and stuff, I couldn't think of a better way to give my project the voice that I wanted it to have, because I was wanting kind of like a father uplifting support group for men, and it doesn't necessarily even have to be fathers, you know, anybody out there on their grind even, and I tell everybody that. But when I found the XRPL, I couldn't think of a better way to give it a worldwide voice than launching a token and starting a community that way. Wow.
Where are you from, and what do you do in your off time from crypto?
I'm a stay-at-home dad. Mom does all the working, so I spend all my time with my boys. I got 3 of them. One's 14, one's 5, and one's 3. And I live on the Oregon coast, and so we get all the different kinds of weather here. It's fun.
That's awesome.
We got to connect, man. I'm on the West Coast. I am on the West Coast.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, absolutely. I'd totally be down for that.
Well, I welcome everyone here. Actually, we should kind of shout out some of the folks that are in the chat. We've got 61 people watching the Dip a Toe show tonight. Let's see who we got, Simon. We've got Darla in here and Rosemary, Mr. Riley, Matt Riley.
Some of my favorite. Darla, just real quick, who did that? Man, that was, I want to say that has probably been one of the coolest posts I've ever seen on X. And I mean, like, you guys are all family oriented picture. Y'all just there with, of course, Gotta Be was in the picture, but you guys were watching the Dip a Toe show on a TV. And I mean, that was just such a cool picture and a huge, I mean, like, that was a lot of love. I felt like so much love right there.
Me too.
You know, it was just like, oh my gosh, hey, Bob, I made it on the big TV. You know what I mean? It was just, but you did that for me. So I just wanted to say, hey, thank you. Thank you for doing it. Everybody that watches that, much appreciation. You know, big screen, little screen, vertical, sideways. I really do appreciate it.
And it was a couple of days before she had the baby. So congratulations, Ryan and Darla, on a beautiful new baby. So
So they did
are
rub the
here.
ankles, like I said last week. I said, rub those ankles. Maybe we'll come. That's cool.
We also want to say hello to Optimistic Prime, Susan Roblins in the house, Team Green Carpet Cleanings in the house. Who else we have? Marvin Davis, our friend Marvin Davis is here. Who else?
Matt
Crawfish.
Riley.
Oh, this is a funny
The
story.
crawfish. The original crawfish.
So, guys, I made a boo-boo because this whole time I thought crawfish was Brent Staple on Twitter, on X. And so when I created the show advertisement, I tagged crawfish, and crawfish is like, I'm pretty sure you meant Brent Staple. I'm like, yeah, that's you. And they're like, no, it's not. So we love you, crawfish. And we would love for you to come on the Dip a Toe show. I'm sorry I got the names crossed, but we do appreciate you coming to the show. We also have Rosemary in here, and who else? I thought I saw CKJ Crypto News, one of the old school guys. And I will tell you guys, CKJ was the very first channel that I ever listened to that spoke about the XRP ledger. And he was one of the very first guys that went to those early Bitcoin meetups. And he was the only XRP person there. So he sent me down a lot of rabbit holes, never even knew it. And then when we got our Dip a Toe show going, or actually it was even beyond that, it was Beyond the Brink. He was the first big show that ever followed me back and followed the show. And so I just want to give a shout out to CKJ. Super, super nice guy. A lot of good information coming out of him. TR is in the house. And who else we've got? There's so many. Nina Blossom.
We got Nina Blossom in the house. Mm-hmm.
Devon is here. You guys, thank you so much. If you would please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Dip a Toe. And if you are watching on X, because we're also streaming on X, Rumble, and Facebook, and Twitch. If you come into the YouTube stream, you can chat in the stream with us all.
And over on the Twitch, shout out to sending you some hugs over there on Twitch. Appreciate the loves and the hugs. They're sending some hugs. That's fine.
But now back to our wonderful guests. I want to give you guys each a couple of minutes to talk about what moment or experience sparked your interest in the crypto, blockchain, digital asset space. So if you can just give a couple of minutes of what was that eureka moment or the Dip a Toe moment for you. And why don't we just go around clockwise, and we'll start with Brent.
I call it the light bulb moment. I had moved to Florida and was pursuing career in yachting, and at the time I had enough money that I could kind of start investing a little bit on the side, and I had all this free time, and I dug into this very, very hard because my dad had done different kind of financial things like Forex throughout the years, and taught me those things in a very simple way to where I understood it. And you kind of get to a point with certain things where you're like, you understand enough. You're like, wow, that could be a golden goose. If I could do that as a side career, or a side hustle or gig to, advance where I want to go financially, but also what kind of careers I could have, what kind of opportunities I could have. And so I bought some books. And at the time, it was kind of just books, and like there was some channels. I followed people like Bitcoin Ben. That 4 years ago, I met Simon at a Bitcoin Ben convention, and we've been friends ever since. God bless the day. But I was just reading. I got a couple books for everybody. I constantly go back to this one. Bachelor Finance. Just really good at breaking down you know, what blockchain mortgages are going to look like, what borrowing, lending, trading, you know, the actual things that we kind of already do, and how that's going to able to mesh into the world. And then as I started to understand what blockchain was and how all those things worked, I feel like the light bulb came on. And I was just reading another book, that the Einstein quote, which is something like, you know, if you can't explain something to the average person, then you don't know it well enough. So months and months ago, I wrote my spiel of like how I would explain blockchain to somebody in 10 minutes. If I could just deliver a message that's kind of open-minded. Here's some good, here's some bad, here's the middle. You know, this is how it works. This is where it's at in the world right now, in the financial world, how it's being adopted. Just a little tasty gold nuggets and trinkets of all of that, so that the light bulb goes on. And I was reading, it was a different book, but they explained the 5 pillars of blockchain. They got into like, I always forget all 5, right? Because my brain. Distribution, encryption, immutability, tokenization, and decentralization. Once I understood those 5, and I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about how the technology worked, and then I read the Bitcoin white paper, and then I had been an advocate student of, you know, economics at the time. My dad kind of pushed me into that, to where it was like, wow, you know, we need a system of accountability.
Yeah.
And this is something that is happening ground level. We're still at a starting line, you know, in a philosophical sense. And so I really got that light bulb. And ever since then, that was kind of the thing. It was like, if I could help other people understand just what it is, instead of just being like, oh, dude, you're buying a digital POG or Slammer, you know, it's just another thing, man, you know, that's gonna, you know, just another little, and it's just, nobody's been interested enough yet when they're telling it to you. And we all know, because we're all in the community, 9 out of 10 people are that to this day. And so I'm constantly trying to refine that, and then let people come to me. You know, you want to come watch my show, you want to talk to me about it, you know, I have a YouTube channel about blockchain, come to me. I'll answer anything honestly, humbly. I'm not in it to get rich. I'm really not. That's not. There's a bigger purpose in my mind.
So what you're saying, Brent, is you got sucked down a big old rabbit hole. you got sucked down the. All right, let's get Ethan's take. What moment or experience sparked your interest into the crypto, blockchain, and digital asset space? Was there some significant moment where you said, I must learn more about this?
So I had a bunch of friends that I was working with at the time. This was when I was only a father of 1, before I had my 2 youngest. I had a buddy that I was working with, and we were real close friends, but he would always talk about how he was making money in crypto and stuff. And I didn't listen to him. And he kept telling me to buy SHIB, in fact, and didn't listen to him. Then one day he walks in and quits. And I was like, what are you doing? He's like, dude, I don't need to work here anymore. I have over a year's salary in my crypto wallet right now. I'm done with this job. In a year, I'll go look for a new job. I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, if you would have bought SHIB when I did, you would have the same thing. He only put I think he said $400 into it. And he walked away with $80,000 or something. And I was just like, wow. I looked into it immediately. Immediately started looking into it. Unfortunately, SHIB was already on its downfall. I bought in, got wrecked. decided to invest in other things. There was another token on Ethereum called Satama Inu. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of that one.
Yep.
No,
Okay.
I haven't.
I put $300 into that when it first
Yeah.
launched, and I watched it
Nice.
for about a week. It went to $3,000. Well, I was
Yep.
still inexperienced, and I
Right.
pulled all of it. I went back a month later and looked at that transaction. If I would have left it in for 1 month, I would have been a millionaire. I would have had over $3 million. I still stayed in crypto for a while. Got really heavily involved.
Pains, man. Yeah, I feel it.
Man, yes, absolutely.
I feel it. I have a similar story. I have a similar
I
story.
still cry about it, man. I tell you.
CKJ
But-
says, "Oh snap! Thanks, Gary. Yeah, thanks, Gary, for giving us a little bit more time, huh?
Yeah.
to learn our
Right.
lessons, right?
Yeah, yeah, you know.
Absolutely.
But you kind of, you know, in that real quick, you kind of hit a trifecta that we can kind of get in. Didn't listen to a friend, bought the top, and sold too early. Like, you're good.
Yep.
You've taken your lumps. You are now officially a fellow Cryptopian. Just within the
That's
matter
it.
of a couple, you know, like 3 months. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't too bad, you know. And in the end, I ended up, I think I only invested back then about $2,500, and I ended up cashing out about 30 grand before I ended up leaving crypto for a few years.
Not too
And
shabby.
yeah, so I didn't do bad. I mean, I didn't end up rich or anything. And honestly, that's never what I've looked at crypto for either. I've always thought of blockchain technology as it's going to be the new financial system worldwide, period. You know, whether it's XRP, which we all know it is, or whatever. Blockchain technology is the new financial system, and it's written on the walls. So I did get out of crypto for a while, and then, like I told you at the beginning, when I got back into it and found the XRPL, I'm all in. The communities, the people. I've never experienced that in crypto before. With all the other, I was on BNB, Ethereum, Solana, all of those back in the day, and there was not the camaraderie and the like I said, we all lift each other up around the XRPL. It's just mind blowing and amazing. And so I fell in love, and I'm all in on XRP. I don't even look at the other blockchains anymore.
Man, I
So-
want to pick your brain,
Yeah,
but I
man.
do want to give you kudos for being a stay-at-home dad, stay-at-home father. That is it's the most difficult, beloved, wonderful job that you could ever have in your entire life. The most important. I was thankful. I'm thankful and blessed that I was able to stay home with my boys when they were growing up. And it just made all the difference in the world. And so kudos to you. And also envious, because I know too, like when they get a certain point, like daddy's got a little bit of time to do some research, you know, and it's fantastic because you're being an example for your children. So while you're teaching yourself, you're teaching them. And so parents like you and Optimistic Prime that are out there, and Lady K, and, you know, any of us in this space that have children right now, good for you, man. That's just fantastic. I want to say hello to Gotta Be, who just got in here. Welcome. Thank you for coming. And there was somebody else that popped in that I wanted to say hi to. K-Buddy's
in the
here.
house.
Kristen's here. Sydney Hughes is here. Says hi, friends. Nina Blossom. You guys, thank you so much. And CKJ said Dip a Toe is now his new favorite show. And he smashed that thumbs up and subscribed to the channel. So Mr. Zam, how did you get involved? What was your eureka moment? That's something that pushed you into dipping your toe into the crypto digital asset space?
That's a great question. Everybody here familiar with Super Bowl pools?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So it was funny. I was at my best friend's house. He had a gathering on New Year's Eve, and my brother and I participated in this pool. Our numbers were 8 and 8. So when we were telling everybody that, they were pretty much laughing at us. They were like, 8 and 8 is never going to be the way you win a Super Bowl pool. But it just so happened to be the years that the Patriots tied with the Falcons for overtime, and the game went to overtime, and their score was 28-28. So we hit that pool. That led to us taking courses in investing. After that, the investing courses, crypto started bubbling. So this was 2017. And yeah, so at that point, we just decided, let's look into this crypto thing. And we found out about people like Sam I Am at the time. I'm sorry,
Sam I Am.
Yeah, so Sam I Am.
I can see how you could get that twisted though.
Yeah, to the life quotes, and then CKJ, come across CKJ and everything he was doing the deep dives. He was mentioning names I had no idea who these people
Legend.
were.
Legend.
Yeah,
That man's a legend.
Yeah, so at that point, we just knew that there was something there that we needed to look further into. And a lot of my buddies and I, we decided we were going to lock in, and we've been in ever since. I've taken breaks here or there, but that's how actually I got started. And, I'm just grateful to be here. It's led to everything today. I've met a lot of great people like all you guys here. Making incredible headway with Team Green and lower level and all the guys that are doing specific projects, the UGA community, the protectors of the frequency. There's so much happening with this ecosystem now, and the fact that we're so early, I'm just grateful that I did find out about the space when I did. And I'm just happy to see so many people doing well from it. Teaching people, it's very important that all of us have a philanthropic mindset where we can eventually give back to those that aren't participating yet. And that's it in a nutshell.
Fantastic. I love it. Awesome, Amy. What was your eureka moment, your interest spark that got you into the crypto digital asset space?
Well, let me back up a little bit. I do play in silver. I'm 4th generation coin collector. I do play in foreign currencies as well. Basically I was trolling Twitter before I even had a Twitter back in 19 because of my job. I have the view of the world, and I can see things and moving and slowing down and stuff. So I was on Twitter, and I saw an image come through, and I read it, and I'm like, haha, that's funny, and then I saw it again, and then I saw it again, and in my head it's like, okay, there's 3 times I've seen it. Now I got to go look and see what exactly it is. And so that's what I did. And that it was like about OpenCoin, which was pre-Riddle or pre-Ripple. Yeah. So then I had to go find that, and then we found the casino coin. So then I had to figure all that out too, to get it from point A to point B, but I had all this time because, that's when everything was, during the 2020s, when everything was going kind of weird. So we had time to do stuff. So that's when I learned how to do it. But what really got me was I get oil royalties. And I was actually looking up the receipt or whatever, and it looked like the crypto numbers. So
wow.
Yeah. So that right there sold me. It's like these numbers are the same. Oh my God, So that's what sold me on it. And I've been in, XRP. I did try to break it down, and I sectioned it off. So I went gaming, entertainment, military, and I bought all these coins, and I researched them all on YouTube. I mean, I used to, watch XRP Chiz, XRP Bags, Extra VOD, Digital Asset, Perspective Digital, and I'd watch them every night. And then, if I find something else that they said, then I would go research that, so I did that for, since 2020. Basically, I just taught myself. And if I got stuck, I call my kid over and say, "Come help me," you know. But that's how I got into it, and I've been here ever since. But being in XRP, then they had the whole flare thing. So then I got into the flare and the songbird, which I do have some of that, and I do help out a project there, Dragon's Lair. So on that chain. So, but my heart is with the XRP, and it's always been there. So I've met so many people, and I'm just really, really grateful to be here. Everybody's so kind, and if you got questions, just ask. People are there to help, and that's how it was. I came in through digital ID, and because they had the credit card where if you spend it, then you would get paid back in Ripple, and it's like I wanted to do that.
Man, you are an OG.
And so I was a mod there. And that was the first time I ever got paid in XRP, was doing that, and I was just like totally blown away, because I was like, just so, just so.
Let's go shopping.
Yeah. I want to expand on that in a little bit. Simon, you want to tell your story and then tell the audience that you got to go?
What? I gotta go. I do. Well, just a short little window. I'm gonna be coming back. I actually have a call to explain what tokenization is and how the project that I'm now going to be doing and being a part of, and how that's going to play into a bigger investment, a bigger deal. Because as most of us seasoned people know, in the crypto space, and it takes us a little while to figure it out in our own way, which I absolutely love. That's kind of one of the one things here. You guys all have kind of really touched on it. It's the community. XRP community is fire. I've never felt more welcoming, right? But the characteristics of all the different change in the communities in there, right? It's really a learn at your own pace. And there's no, I don't know. School, college is one thing. You're feeling the pressure. This is it's just like, hey, you meet up at the bar or some gathering or whatever, like once a month, right? You just happen to be at the same restaurant, and you guys are all talking crypto, and everybody's like, dude, check this play out, run this play. Okay, thank you. And then you see them you see them 2 months, like, you so help me. Oh my God, thank you. Cool. What are you about? And then you actually have some info that plugs them in their life, and they get elevated. And that part I fell in love with. That's what really got me. So tonight I get an opportunity to show that, because the big money normies, if you will, right? The ones that are very cautious and very wise are now starting to reach out and wanting to participate. And they're showing me their value of how they take one asset and make more assets with it. So I'm showing them another solution to cut down, tokenization. Very efficient. Money can happen like this.
Yep.
Profits profits are distributed. Boom, you got it. Just like we're going back to I get paid every day. I don't have to work a week, then wait for payroll, and I get it basically. I've been in the game for 2 weeks, and I'm now just getting my first check, kind of a thing. So yeah. I'm really excited for the opportunity. So I do got to go here as soon as they send me a text to do that call.
Tell your what sparked you to get involved in crypto. Tell your story.
All right. So real quick, some of you know this story and some of you don't. It's a bittersweet. 2009 March. My younger brother, told me about this thing called Bitcoin, and I was like, "Well, what is it?" And he literally said the words, it's like magic internet money, kind of a thing. Like, he didn't have the vocabulary for it, right? But he literally said that. So anytime I hear someone says, "Oh, it's magic internet money," I'm like, dude, that's what my brother said. And he told me about it, but that made sense to me. I was like, yeah, we're online. Dude, that means we could be doing business with somebody across the seas. And I don't have to go through all the normal corporate blah, blah, blah. Like, it just made sense to me. And, I went down the route of, well, who made it? Where's it come from? I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, how about you give me some more information, and then I'll see if I play ball. he did some information. He said, I couldn't really find a company. I was like, okay, how about a creator? It says allegedly some guy named Nakamoto something or something along those lines. And I was like, okay. And then I was kind of triggered in this moment. I'm like, all right, well, cool. But at the time in 2008, 2009, in the media, it was blasted that we were getting personal computers were just being hacked from China, right? That was the narrative in the news stream, right? And so when he said this name, I was like, hey, dude, how'd you get it? And he's like, get what? I'm like, well, how'd you get the Bitcoin? You said you bought it, right? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, well, how'd you do it? Did you put dollar bills in your monitor? Like, how'd you do it? He's like, oh, I used my debit card. Like, all proud, like 19-year-old, like, I use my debit card, bro. And I was like, so I freaked out. I was like, oh no. He's like, what? And I explained how personal computers were being hacked and how he just gave an unknown entity the keys to his checking account, basically, right? And so he's like, well, what do I do? I said, well, look, I'm just coming from a place of caution. This is a good learning lesson. How much did you do? He told me it was like $100. It was $100. And I said, well, hey, just watch your bank account. Don't buy anymore until we just get some more information. One of his pitches, though, before that happened was, hey, if you and I invest $1,000 together in 10 years, we'll have $10 million. So, I mean, I'm like, man, if it's $1 million in 10 years, bro, what do I got to do? I'll go hawk the car right now. I'll go pawn it right now. I'll do it. I'll take the bus for a year. I don't care. It was in May of that year, though. Unfortunately, this is the sad, the bitter part. He passed. We were in a motorcycle collision, and he died on impact. So my brother planted the seed of crypto in my space. Now later, and so I didn't get in then. I just kept hearing about it over the course of the next few years. I'm here in Washington State. We have the super awesome Seattle Seahawks, depending on what year it is. But we won the Super Bowl that year. Our defensive end, Richard Sherman, big talker, right? For those that watch NFL, he said Bitcoin is going to be the new money. Literally said it. He said Bitcoin is going to be the new money. This is a young man, professional athlete, got I think master's in communication, if I'm not mistaken, from Stanford. So you're telling me a very now semi-wealthy individual that's an athlete that went to a very well-to-do school is telling the world at the Super Bowl about Bitcoin? And now that seed was definitely cemented in my brain. It wasn't till 2016 that I actually started playing with another individual at work. There was only one other individual. And I did what Ethan did, where I had bought crypto, and I was doing what Awesome Amy was doing, buying silver. Because I was at this point in my life where I'm like, I have to take my own financial health into my own hands. Like, I mean, I'm a union sheet metal worker by day. Everything else by night, literally everything else by night. Anything I can get my hands to, I'm about it. As long as it's lawful, legal, and ethical. So I started buying one Litecoin because that's what I could get at Coinbase. Coinbase was there, right? So my mind was I had to pay all the same money to get one coin. I was not aware about the fractional pieces that you could buy, right? That came way later because Bitcoin at the time was like $300. And I was like, ooh, I don't know if I could do that. But silver that I was currently buying at the time was also $20. So I bought physical and I bought digital. That was the play for me. I'm going to play both worlds. That was a solid play in my world. And so the price started going up, right? This is 2016, and now we're getting to 2017, and things are starting to chug along, right? So in October 2017, I 1x'd my investment for the whole year. I was like, whoop, money gone, I'm out, man. I'm taking my money off the table, right? But I mean, we all laugh about it, but that was a smart play. I mean, that was, hey, I 1x my money.
You don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah, right. You don't know what you don't know. And I say bye because it was literally a couple weeks later. October it dropped down one more time, just a little bit. And then we started to go back up. By my birthday, which is in November, we started to go. And I got my first lesson of don't jump in, don't FOMO in, don't FOMO in. I didn't. I waited for that thing to peak, and it peaked. Ooh, I got out at $60. It went to $363, and I was like, oh, I didn't know it could do that. Now I'm hooked. Like, I am hooked. I am the guy on the job site talking to everybody that's work. I'm like, y'all need to put your money right here. I'm telling you, you need to put your money right here. You can get in, go through some hard times, pull out, do what you got to do, and then get back in. Dude, this is a play. I'm telling you, it's going to be here. And after that, on job sites where I'd go, you the crypto guy? Yeah. Hey, what you heard about this? And I had to try to explain something in like a 5-minute elevator ride from the ground floor all the way up to floor, like, 50 or something. Or if I would I'd go to the bathroom to, check prices, of course. I'd get a couple shout outs from other trades or people that knew that I was in, and they were getting in. Hey, can you check on the price for this, man? Can you check on the price? And then can we talk at lunch? I'm like, sure. So, I mean, that's how my story progressed through all that, to where consulting, educating, informing, not an influencer, more of an encourager than anything. So, yeah, man. There's my story. And if y'all want the rest of it, you got to come to either Las Vegas in May at the XRP Las Vegas, or you got to watch us on IMU TV. I'll try to do a little bit of sharing there too, but that's some of my story. Thank you, Melissa, for the opportunity.
Oh, you're welcome. I want to tell my story, but first I want to give a shout out to, we have 68J and CKJ in the house. Both of them.
68J in the house, my man.
Since you brought up XRP Las Vegas, and we're gonna advertise this up until Las Vegas. Not only do we have our own pre-party sponsored by Alan Staple and the Staple Crew and Dave from Digital Outlook and T.O. Trini, that's going to be a Thursday night pre-party. So if you're going to XRP Las Vegas, please come on Thursday night. We'll give more details on that. But Crypto CKJ and 68J are hosting an after party on Saturday night. They have tickets for that. There's less than 100 left, guys, and they're $40 now and $50 at the door. But you're going to want to prepay and buy your tickets now. They've got a lineup of folks. There's going to be food there, and Crypto Tales is going to perform. So anyway, I just want to give them a shout out, and we will post the link to where they can buy tickets and all of that stuff. And it's going to be a great time. Anyway.
Hell yeah.
And so my story is I too, and if you have to disappear,
I'm watching the phone right now. When I do, I'm just going to do my deuces, mute my camera and mic, and you can put me in timeout, okay?
I'll put you in timeout.
All right, thank you.
So my story too is also 16 years ago, like to 16, 17 years ago, 2008, 2009-ish. I don't know if he was 15 or 16 years old, but my youngest son came in my bedroom one day and he said, "Hey, Mom, I'm buying some. I'm going to buy this Bitcoin thing." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Well, so and so bought some Bitcoin, and you can spend it." I'm like, "Well, what is it?" And I got all aggressive as a mom, like, well, what is it? He's like, I said, "No, you're not. You're not doing that. You don't know these people. You don't know what that is." He's like, "But it's going to be really important, Mom." I was like, No, you're not. So I told him no. Okay. Big, huge mistake. Because I'm sure it was pennies on the dollar at that point. So anyway.
Yeah.
So when I did tell him no, I did decide to look into it. So I tried to look into it a little bit. Everybody I came across that was explaining Bitcoin was like way over my head, way technical stuff, way boring, absolutely like watching paint dry on the wall. It was, and I said, "Oh, hell no. This is like, I don't get involved in things that I don't understand. And I tend to stay away." So I said no. So I stayed away from it. And then, I don't know, 2015, I think when Trump came down the escalator, and there was a whole bunch of, rigmarole, and we're not going to go into the politics of it, but in any event, the more people pushed back that they didn't want Trump to be the president, and I would watch the things that people said, and I said, like, I got to see this stuff for myself, and I would go and investigate it myself, and I was like, well, that's not how it went down. And so I just started investigating and more and more and more things, and I started looking into like just all the floodgates. And I came across Bitcoin Ben, who CKJ said Bitcoin Ben's a legend. I came across Bitcoin Ben. Well, actually, this is not true. Before that, our big boss at work in 2019, I think it was 2019, Swan Bitcoin had a give Bitcoin thing where you could gift somebody Bitcoin. They had to keep it in their wallet for a year. They had to keep it in custody for a year. And all through that year, you got emails to educate you on Bitcoin. Perfect concept, wonderful concept to teach people. And so, he walked us through doing the KYC, because you had to do the KYC for the Give Bitcoin thing. And I trusted my boss. So I said, okay, I'll do this. Didn't know much about it. I'm the only one out of the 7 employees that he gifted Bitcoin that actually ran with the ball, man. Like, boy, did I ever run with it. And I came across the Bitcoin Ben channel, and I started learning more and more about it. And I'm like, this is really big. And like you said, Ethan, you recognized right away, like, they're transforming our system. Our whole system is being changed, switched over. Well, in the years before that, from 2016, I think, up until 2019, I was into the true thing. I read the Q posts. You hear people talk about the Q posts, right? I was on the board. I saw the board. I saw the stuff go down in real time with my own eyes. And, everybody, what I realized with anything, any of the riddlers, any of the information that's out there, there's always somebody that wants to take the ball and run with it this way and take the ball and run with it that way. And you get these groups that formulate, and they're like the ringleaders of information, right? And so you had a bunch of people just, speculating on what these clues could mean. And then the whole multiple meanings exist type thing, which it's 100% true. Multiple meanings exist for everything. But anyway, so once I started looking into the financial system, and when I found Bitcoin Ben and I started learning about money, and I came across Ripple right away. My gut instinct, the XRP, was, I feel like God told me, buy it. Like, this is the one. Like, I don't know why. I had it, and I did my research on it, and I'm like, yep, this is the one. And what I realized was those Q posts, they got a lot to do with the financial transformation that's going on right now. So all of the hints, if you ever did read any of them in real time, you go back with them with fresh eyes, you will see there's a lot of overlap with it. So in any event, once I started learning about it, I just kept learning and teaching. And by the end of the day, I've had my ups and downs, and we can go through that stuff later on when we talk about experiences. But one thing is for certain that I've discovered. So I'm an accountant. We got a sheet metal worker. We've got a stay-at-home father. We have a construction worker. We have an executive. We have a logistics person. Pretty sure Trisso does something in construction, or I'm not exactly sure what his job is, but we're all from diverse backgrounds, and we've all been led. A fire's been lit underneath us to learn more about this space. And like Mr. Zam said, we want to give back. This is something that I every single person that I've come across, in particular the XRP community, but Simon and I have also run in circles with the Bitcoin folks, and there's a lot of people in that community too. Like, what I guess what I want to say is, anybody, no matter what community you're in. There are so many good people, and we're starting now to kind of come together, because I think we're all in agreement, at least in this panel, that it's not going to be one chain that's going to run them all, that's going to rule them all. It's going to be interoperable with each other. So yeah, that's my story. I'm super excited about the future and where we're all headed. I wanted to ask you guys, what's one big lesson in like, 2-3 minutes? What's one big lesson you've learned that was either good or bad on your crypto journey so far? We'll start with Brent, and we'll go around the room again.
B-Man, take it away, buddy.
3 minutes tops. 3 minutes tops.
Clock starts now.
Huh?
Okay, let's try to lean into the good. Okay, part of my 3 minutes. Sending some love to our girl Becky right now. Some days you just need it, and if I wish we lived closer, I'd give you a real hug, girl. She's now a wrench on our channel, but she's a hell of a lot more than that. She's through experiences we've had and through her support, like this is going to get to the good. This is going to get to the good answer. Through the crypto community and being a part of it, like you were just talking about, Melissa, I mean, I kind of came into the financial world, like I had never really done much investing until I started buying crypto. And so, just blue collar, working, spending, living guy. And I thought, financial people were either just a bunch of nerds or psychopaths, usually. And so like, that's what I thought. And I was like, okay. So my dad's like, let's do a YouTube channel about the blockchain. And I'm like, well, yeah, we're very interested in it. What kind of crowd are we going to draw here? What's this really going to look like? And, it's funny. Everything that we found has been good. It is the community. It's, when I was saying earlier, like, I don't feel like I want to get rich with it now. It's because I want the right things to happen for it. And for its adoption to be more of a trade system for one-on-one for all of us and everybody watching and everybody that's your neighbor or everybody that's in your community. I think that's revolutionary. I think that's change, and that's that feeling and that thinking and wanting that, wanting more power and more of what we work for and the control that we should be able to have in our financial lives. I want people to make those decisions, and so I, start a channel, get involved with you guys on different stuff. And all I can think about now is the good, because yes, I've lost my ass on trades and I've done every dumb decision you can make in crypto. I really have. I've done pretty much everything now, good and bad. And I get invited onto something like this where I get to meet new people, and that's who I am. I'm like an energy guy, and I want to connect and I want to have deep conversations. I don't care what it's about. It doesn't matter what you come and talk to me about. And, my friend from our channel, was like, hey, just want some good juju today, send me something good. And the community that has, we've become a part of and they've become a part of us is the real wealth in this thing. It's the real, for me, it's the real vision of how I want blockchain to work and to be adopted into our world. I think if it can thread a couple of needles and it can do some different things, it could really be beneficial. And not
the
just
network effect is massive
today, or tomorrow, but make a big change down the road. And so I feel that more than ever. And I think that's what the big good thing in my mind is, that I'm still going. I'm still a part of it. I'm more interested than I've ever been. And you can't say that about things, that you've been in for a while. I've been at like 5 years now, and it's like pretty much everything else in my life at 5 years, I get bored with it and I move on for some reason. But it's helping me become the person no, I'm never moving on from this. I am this person. This is the kind of community and the kind of thinking and the kind of conversations that I want to be a part of, so that you all make me better. And then I can turn around and put a little Brent spin on it and hopefully get you to think about it differently. And, hopefully it makes you better. So, so it's all community to me. I'm so blessed to be part of it. So blessed.
Well, we're happy to have you. We're happy that you did find it, and that you've taken and run with the ball with it.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Ethan, what's one of the biggest lessons you've learned, good or bad, in your crypto journey so far?
Well, I kind of covered a little bit on, those quick early lessons we learn when we first get into crypto, and honestly, I'll tell anybody and everybody, just don't ever go look at your past transactions in a couple of years. After things have spiked over and over, don't even bother looking at those past sales. They will just kind of make you sad. But I think that's really a big thing with crypto. A lot of people, don't keep in mind is, when you make a move with your crypto and stuff like that, don't have any regrets. You made that move because you needed to. It is what it is, whether it be you needed to cash out some of your crypto for bill money or whatever, buy a car or put a down payment on a house or whatever. Just don't go back and look at those transactions. It's not going to be fun, especially if we've had pumps since then. And just always move forward. That's the best thing in my eyes that you can do is keep your eyes on the future when it comes to crypto. I saw somebody in the comments say something about they saw on a video, your net worth is in your network. And that kind of goes along with what Brent was saying there just a second ago. And I totally am a believer in that as well. I'm not in crypto to get rich. I'm in crypto for the network, not the network. It's the people that I have met and the connections that I have made, especially through my project and what I'm doing with fathers and stuff, and having a space for people to come and bring those. So I'm kind of more on the I'm not going to say negative side, but the bringing it back to a personal level with my project. I invite fathers to come in and just talk about their issues they're having in their daily lives, whether it be from parenting to their relationship to what's going on at work, any of those things, whatever they want to talk about. That's what my space is for. And that's what my project is all about, just to have that outlet for people. And I did base it towards fathers because men, a lot of times we bottle things up because we don't want to burden other people with our problems. And that was exactly what I wanted to create my project about, was to let people unburden themselves with those problems. So it's been really fun. And my biggest thing that I've learned is definitely just don't regret anything you've done. I mean, it is what it is. It's the past. Move forward. You can always reinvest. You can always make different choices. Whatever it is, just look to the future. So,
man, I love that, Ethan.
I
want to gauge how we're doing here. It's 9:06. I want to just make sure everybody is comfortable to stay for a few minutes, because I want Ethan to have an opportunity to explain his project. And then also, when we get through these questions, Mr. Zam and Austin Amy have specific projects that they back, which is another part of having you guys on this panel, because not only do we have someone who's building something in Ethan with the grind token, it's going to be interesting to find out what pushes people to back projects or back a show like this. I mean, we have 130 people watching the Dip-a-Toe show right now, and we have a lot of the same people coming back week after week to support the Dip a Toe show. And so there's a dynamic there. There's a reason why people keep coming back. There's a reason why Amy and Mr. Zam support these token projects that are out there on the XRP ledger and elsewhere. And so yeah, I just want to make sure everybody's good to stay until the okay. All right, just making sure. If you need to just let us know in the background. We're gonna let Trisso go next since he is at work. And the question, Trisso, is what is one big lesson that you've learned, whether it's good or bad, on your crypto journey so far? Have you had any good or bad experiences?
Thank you. I'd like to say, yes, I've definitely had bad experiences. Just like anyone else that jumps into crypto, it's very rare that you would hear of someone that has their success without some sort of non-success, I guess. But yeah, and the experience, I guess I would say, is it's definitely teaches you a lot about yourself. As you have stated, you know, crypto is not for sissies, but it's definitely something that challenges you emotionally on a, well, it depends if you look every day and, you know, you're still kind of in that mindset of you want to get rich quick. It would definitely affect those people more than others. But as a couple of the members here in this panel have said, it's starting to be more and not about the money anymore. It's becoming more about the network and the people that are building on the projects and actually front running and you know, solving problems, which seems to be the most amazing part, because it takes a lot of people's extra time to be able to stand on the side and go, right, instead of going home watching television, which there's nothing wrong with that, but people will, you know, leave it at that sort of thing. And then now people are finding the time and doing the research and spending their after hours going, there's more to life than just the 9 to 5. And then, you know, going down all these rabbit holes, as you guys have done, met so many wonderful people, interviewed so many wonderful people at the same time, and just the information that comes from them is just fire. Like it's yeah, what you guys are all talking about today is just absolutely amazing. Like, yeah, so I just shout out to all you guys, really, because you are the guys that are making the difference in all of it. And you really are.
Oh,
Thank you.
Appreciate that. You know, brother, I'd like to echo that a little bit, just real quick, Melissa, if that's okay, because
absolutely.
I as well as Tristan and a few others that I know are in the chat and I know that are on this panel, even are a part of Mr. Mann's community, and he holds a town hall. And I'll tell you what, if you go to something like that, man, Tristan, you always, I mean, everybody in there really, but you have this wonderful like forward thinking and very calm way of talking about it. You know, I would say mature, but it's more of a spiritual mature, man. And that fire, that energy that you got, man, is priceless. You know, I mean, so it's
Thank you. Thank you.
It's people like you that are like in this space that you know, you say, hey, it's you guys that are doing it for me. It's like, bro, it's a give and take, straight up, energy for energy. Like I'm here, mic's open, let's talk, let's chat, let me inspire the fire, and you literally build your own fire and you bring it right back. And you're one of those individuals, man. I love listening to your thought process and how you're breaking things down. And I mean, just like anybody else in this space. So I'm about to go on a tangent, so I'm gonna stop right there, man. Much love to you, Tristan. Much love.
I can add to that a little bit. Thank you, Simon. Well, I like that you say that too, and thank you. I really appreciate that. I was just at a Black Swan event, which is like a crypto, quantum, digital sort of sector of everything.
Yeah, I saw your
Yeah,
post.
that
Yeah.
just happened in Perth for the last 3 days. And I can tell you now, some of those people that I met were very, very interesting individuals. And it was amazing that there was some people there that were highly, highly intelligent and coming mainly just to learn crypto. Like I met a 71-year-old individual, and he's like a mathematician for the university that they held the event at, and he wanted to learn everything there. So they discussed everything between crypto exchanges, digital like blockchain adoption, tokenizing of real world assets. In between all that, they were talking about regulations and how to sustain like a new green eco energy efficient country, and how we're going to achieve that and put policies all in place. And these were all panel discussions with people that are actually working in that field specifically and having those conversations. And it was very fascinating that they're talking to people now on a real world level. I mean, we do see the documents and we do watch panel discussions from all over the world, but then when you're in there actually listening and watching and networking with those people that are doing it, yeah, it's just it's amazing. So for all you people out there that worry that, you know, like, don't get me wrong, everyone has their bad days. Everyone has their days where they wake up and go, what am I doing? Or you have your down days, you have your up days.
Yeah.
And just you know, I got a tattoo on my eyebrow saying don't give up. So
Don't.
for anyone that wanted to know, that's a personal thing, because I'm sure everyone looks in the mirror and you know, wonders sometimes. So just that was my personal thing of reminding me, don't give up and just keep going, take day by day, build your journey, learn your wealth. Like even Jake Claver, I know you've had him on the show, he does a lot in the private sort of with setting up trusts and corporations, and same with Alan Staples. So like people like that really know what they're doing, and they've been doing it for years, and then they're just transitioning from the real world assets to the digital, or what do they call it, tradfi, so traditional finance, to the real world,
TradeFi to
digital
DeFi.
finance. So yeah, exactly. So yeah, that I'll end it there. But thank you to everyone also.
Yeah, it's
there's so many
beautiful
other
having
people
you.
that yous have all shouted out to that I'm meeting and getting more involved in, and you know, helping me out learn more as well with their time. And I thank them all for their time, because it's very important that you know, it takes time, and like you said, Simon, you know, it's an energy for energy thing. And yeah, as long as they're willing to embrace and just learn, and no question really is a dumb question. You can just tell that they need a bit of education or to learn way to really get that information sinking in, and then, you know, take the next step forward. No one knows everything at once.
Absolutely. Well said, Tristan.
Well said, brother.
Mr. Zam, what is the one big lesson you've learned that's good or bad on your crypto journey so far?
I have to say the one big lesson I would recommend most people do is don't just be so quick to follow a crowd.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You know, because what happens when you follow a crowd is if they haven't really done their research and they're pulling you to a project that you're really not sure about, and you haven't done your own research, it can bite you. So years ago, I had a lot of XRP at the time, and I had someone introduce me to a trading bot that was being facilitated in South Africa. I won't even call the company by name, because every time I mention the name, it just guts me inside. But anyway, long story short, I converted the XRP to Bitcoin, and not only did I send that Bitcoin and watch it be traded for a while, I brought in a bunch of people, and they did the same thing because they followed my lead, and we went off of a hype. So it started off great, but as you started to watch what was happening in the chats that were associated with this company, people that work for them were saying, hey, get out, these guys aren't looking out for your best interests. And I had a meeting with the team that I organized, and I was trying to tell them at the time, I was like, look, I'm not really sure about this. Maybe we should get out. But, you know, I had a partner that was involved at the time, and he convinced us to stay in. I said, well, I'm going against my better judgment, but since you introduced it to us and you have full confidence in this thing, we'll see it through. Because I'm another guy like that. Like at video games, I will play every board until the end. Like you're not beating me. I will get to the boss level and beat the crap out of the boss.
Right.
But anyway, the guy ended up skating right before COVID hit. Made off with millions of dollars. I had a nice amount of Bitcoin at the time, and you know that was the lesson learned. So I reiterate that to everybody. Really do your research. Know the team that you're with. Make sure that you do more than just, you know, buy a token and expect it to accelerate in value or appreciate in value. Be patient. Sometimes it takes more time than not to actually, you know, figure things out. And sometimes you're going to take lumps, just like with anything, with it, whether it's stocks, options, you know, any form of investing. Anytime you're putting your hard-earned dollars somewhere, just be aware that it can affect not only you, but family members. There's ripple effects to everything. And I don't say ripple effect, you know, no pun intended, because Ripple, I believe, is a really great company. I believe they're going to do great things. And it's led to all of us being here today in one way or another. But yeah, just be careful of those things. And on the flip side, the good is the communities, the fact that you can really start somewhere. And I would say that, you know, when you meditate, even when you're just channeling in, when you lock in with your inner being and you also connect with your higher power, those things are the start towards great branches. You meet the right people and it's effortless. You know, people in your workday, when you're at your job, when you're with your family, time is better. When you're able to know that things are working while you're sleeping, and it's not only for your benefit, but it's for everybody else around you. And they may not see it right away. They may not see it right away, and it may take some time for them to even get it. But when you go through 10 years of the ups and downs and you get to where we actually are now, and we're on the verge of making so many changes that we can influence so many others, that we can also create new projects and just continue to build this ecosystem in a way that was unimaginable 7 years ago when we all stepped in. I just think it's great for everything that's happening in the world. I believe that as much negativity that's out there, as many things that are trying to change our psyche to believe that we're nearing the end, it's actually just the beginning of new things, new beginnings. Believe in yourselves, believe in your truths, believe in your power, stay positive, and all that will change the world. Trust me and believe me when I tell you that. And I love everybody here. Thank God for everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for allowing me to speak. And I just wish nothing for the best for everybody.
I love you so much. You are like one of my favorite.
That was awesome.
I'm so glad to finally meet you. And I can't wait to if you're gonna be in Vegas, I can't wait to
yeah, man, you get a big old fatty hug, bro.
Big old fatty hug.
You better be healthy. You better be healthy.
Yeah, we're good. I'll be in Vegas. That's my second home. I go for work several times a year, and you know, this is an extra excuse to get out there. My wife is giving me a pass because our anniversary is on the 29th of May. But yeah,
my anniversary's on the 31st, bro. I'm bringing the wife with me. I'm like, you gotta go. I'm like, you literally gotta go. You've missed all the, I mean, like other circumstances. Like she hasn't said, it's not like she's like, no, I'm not going. No, it's just there's been life circumstances, and I'm like, if you don't show up, like you're missing your people. Like these are your people.
Yeah.
And I mean, like on the soul level, on the energy level, you just talked about that. Like it's very easy. It's very symbiotic. It's just like it's like magnets. What think? It's like go ahead, stop that. You go right ahead. Put a paper in it. They're still gonna be there.
Lock in with all of us, man. We got good energy here, man. And everybody that's going to see this now or later, just lock in with all of us because I'm learning a lot from all you guys. I appreciate all your stories that you're telling. Everything that I'm hearing from you is just inspiring me to keep pushing and seeing this thing through, just like the final level boss. So let's get it.
Love it.
Man, love it. I love it. Amy. Awesome, Amy.
Awesome, Amy.
What is your good or bad crypto story, a lesson learned over your crypto journey so far?
Well, like you all said, it's the networking and the people, and when we meet the people that, you know, they're just kind of like us, and then they become like CEOs of these big companies, and like we got, you know, instant message with them, and it's like a whole new world, you know. And that's pretty thrilling. I just like being here with the community. It gives me stuff to do with my time, and I learn with everybody, and you know, there's a bond with all the people, you know, which is really good. The bad downside is just the scammy people and the way that you have to protect yourself. You know, you have to worry about social engineering, and don't touch a link, or don't do anything that will get you compromised. So that would be probably the worst part, is that, you know, you're constantly, lack of a better way to put it, is you're walking on eggshells to make sure that you're covered and not doing anything that will trip you up.
Yeah.
And okay, well, that's how I do it, because I'm all freaky, like, I don't send me no links because I'm not touching it, you know. So I already, everybody knows, don't send me none. And but yeah, I mean, but the good outweighs the bad, I feel, in this community, because everybody is so kind, and there is a good energy, and everybody is going towards the same goal. You know, we all want better for everybody, and this is a vehicle that we're going to travel to get there.
Man, well said, Amy. And you know,
Yes.
you're doing something that we all should have done anyway, right? Back in the day. I mean, how many times do they scam people over the phone or in your email? You know, we actually have been far too trusting over the years with our social media. We've lived our lives out in the open. We've given, hell, I'm old enough that I used to give my social security card and my driver's license and everything when we wrote a check. They used to do the old T on there. Huh?
Yeah.
You remember that? Okay.
Yep.
That's how old I am, my friend. I used to carry my social security card in my purse and have to show it, and have to show it to the 16-year-old clerk checking me out. So, I mean, things have come a long way. But so, you know, now we're all learning. And we're teaching ourselves about money. We're teaching ourselves about security. And as we're transitioning from the traditional financial system to the DeFi and the decentralized financial system, through that journey, we're learning about our own security. And so I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to, you know, we talk about digital identities, and I don't know whether it was Amy or I don't remember who touched on the fact of saying, you know, there's a world that's painted. Maybe it was Mr. Zam. There's some folks out there that want to paint the world as being scary, that we're entering into, as a negative, the mark of the beast, and all of these types of things. I see it much differently, because I'm doing my research, and because I've met all of you. I see you and you see me. And, you know, we're kind of seeing through that, and we're excited because we're the network effect. We have the ability to bring what we know to all the people that surround us. And we are the ones that are going to use the things that are being built. And we are encouraging the people that are building those things, right? And so at the end of the day, it's going to be a choice on what types of things that we're going to be using. And so that's where I feel like people like us, the faces of crypto, these are the faces of crypto. We are the ones that are going to help facilitate that, right? We've been the guinea pigs right now. We're the ones testing all the stuff out. Amy, you talked about, you know, shopping and getting XRP. I was using the Fold card and earning Bitcoin. And I had a great game going on, because they were test piloting all this stuff. And at the time, if you bought a Amazon gift card, you got a higher percentage of Bitcoin back, like 8% or 10% or something. So what did I do? I would go to my Fold card. I would buy a $50 or $100 gift card from Amazon. Then I'd go to Amazon and shop with my Amazon card, and I made Bitcoin back. right? And I was doing it. And then of course, you know, they changed it all. But I'm saying they did the same things with XRP, and then they shut those types of programs down.
Yeah.
We've been testing all this stuff. We see what's happening. The digital IDs and all of that stuff is actually going to be in our favor, because we're going to actually, at the end of the day, have control over our own digital footprint, our own digital IDs. And so when you dip your toe into these different blockchains and distributed ledgers and all, there are people building across the board to, you know, I really want to encourage everybody to look outside your box, right? Because there's a lot of other chains that are building some things that are pretty remarkable. And at the end of the day, they're all going to come together and work together, and it's going to be fan-freaking-tastic. And, you know, we're all at the beginning, early stages of it. And we have such an opportunity to inspire our family and friends and people around us to get inspired by it. And so, you know, I just want to say, you know, kudos to all of you that have stuck it out through the ups and downs in the lessons that you've learned. I've had some bad stuff myself happen. You know, we won't go into. I'm going to have the opportunity at some point to get some of my money back. But just like Mr. Zam said, don't go chasing waterfalls. You know, don't go following the crowd. Don't go following the crowd and trusting. So, like, now, this is the kind of network that you want to be in, an open and transparent network, like what we are here. And you know, if you're watching us for the first time on the Dip a Toe Show, you know, follow our channel, start following me and Simon, start following all these people that are on here on X, and you will find your way to the crypto communities that are like us, right? That we want to help, you know, teach you and help support you and answer your questions and make you feel comfortable. There are a lot of shillers in the space, right? We see them. So I don't know about you guys, but like, I can tell now. I can tell people whether they're genuine or they're not. I have deemed all of you genuine, good people, which is why we wanted you guys to come on the show, right? Like, I'm to the point where I can feel it. I can feel people. That doesn't mean that I don't necessarily follow people that I might have a little raised eyebrow about, right? Because I want to see what they're doing. I want to see what they're about. And I also have seen people evolve for where they might not have had the best intention when they first got into it, because, hey, we all get excited to make money, right? But when you start meeting all these people and we start rubbing off on each other, some of those people have done a 180, and I've watched them grow. And so, you know, I just, this is such a powerful community, and I'm so excited and happy for all of us, really. I don't know. We're at 9:30. So I would like to know before, because I mean, there's a lot of things we could talk about. I want Ethan to have an opportunity to talk about his project, because, you know, so like I said, we've got people that are investors in this, researchers in it, people that are supporting channels, and we have a builder, someone who's actually decided, hey, I want to build something. I want to try to participate in the future of the digital crypto space. And Ethan, father of the grind, father of 3 children, has built a fantastic project. And I would like to give you the opportunity to tell our audience about that project, Ethan.
Well, so I'll start at the beginning. I kind of mentioned at the beginning, I've always kind of wanted to do a worldwide support group kind of thing for fathers and for men, because we kind of have a habit of, you know, bottling things up and stuff like that. Not to mention, if you look into like suicide rates worldwide, men are falling off the chart all the time, and it's very sad. And so I had always wanted to make some sort of a support group. Well, when I got back into crypto and stumbled upon the XRPL, just seeing the family-oriented communities and the way all the different communities supported each other and stuff like that, it pretty much, it just hit me that this was the perfect place to build what I had wanted to build. And don't get me wrong, I did it totally unknowledgeable of the blockchain or how to code or anything like that. I launched off a first ledger, and it went decent, as for the token itself. But after a while, I got tired of seeing how many of these sniper bots that hit the first ledger launch were sitting there exiting on my different fathers around the world's liquidity, and it was breaking my heart. I watched over $30,000 get exited out of our chart before I finally decided I wanted to put a stop to it. And I reached out to my community and I asked them if they would be good with me relaunching the token. And the amount of support that I got for that was actually mind-blowing. I ended up being able to scrape together 74% of our supply from the first ledger launch to be able to relaunch the token. That's been amazing. It went great. The community that we're building, is the support behind it and everything. We have people from Africa to Europe, all over the United States, Canada, and we're all just getting together because we're all people that are out there on our grind. Every day we grind in one way or another, whether we're at work, we're working for our favorite crypto project, we're a dad, any of those things. It's all part of the grind. And that was kind of I felt it was the best name for the project, because the grind lives in us all, literally everyone. It is based towards fathers, obviously, but like I said before, we welcome everybody. And I also encourage people, be part of the community before you buy the token. And it's not required to buy the token to be a part of the community. We only ever want anyone to invest, what they can afford. And it's not even about the token itself. The whole point of the project, like I said, was the community, was the giving people an outlet where they can come and I know we've all had those issues that just sit there and scratch at the back of our brain, and we don't know how to approach that subject with whoever or whatever we're having the issue with. And so we kind of just bottle it up and hold it in. And I wanted a place for people to come with those issues and get outside opinions. Obviously it's mainly on X that I run my community, and that's where I do my spaces for people to do that, to come forward with their issues and stuff. But I always tell people, you can keep your anonymity. Just because I'm doxxed as the project leader, I just felt I needed to do that just to be a responsible project leader.
Right.
You guys can all stay anonymous and all of that, stay behind your PFPs and stuff, but if you have an issue, feel free to come up and chat about it, work through those problems, get outside opinions about those different problems that you may be having. We've had all kinds of different subjects come up in the space, from parenting stuff. We've covered, different immunizations in the United States that are required for your kids to go to public schools, to the different chemicals we have in our foods and stuff like that. And it's really cool to watch the community come up and talk and express their views on these things, not to mention their solutions on how to help our bodies process these things. If we're talking about chemicals in foods and stuff, different ways that we're all approaching, helping our body process these things out, and natural remedies and stuff like that. It's been really awesome. And just like everybody else here has said, though, what I do wouldn't be possible without all of you, without all of the community members, without all the people in the audience. On our X spaces, we have a speaker panel as well, but without that speaker panel or without all those listeners, we wouldn't have a project. It wouldn't be anything. It would just be me up there talking about different things. But the amount of community support and stuff that we've had, and the different dads that have came in, or we've even had single mothers come in, and come up on stage and talk about how they're just going to come through just to listen to the spaces because they want to hear from other fathers, because they don't have a father for their child. And that touched me so deeply. It was just amazing. And that was what I wanted my project, exactly what I wanted my project to be. We also have community members who aren't even fathers yet that come in and just listen to us talk about our different things that we're dealing with through parenting, because they want to learn, because they're going to become fathers soon and stuff. So it's been amazing. And I just have to thank my whole community. Right now, they're in their own space. I have one of my community leaders running our projects on the grind space right now, and I'm going to catch up with them after this show. But just the fact that I'm such a new project and people in the community are willing to jump up and step up and stand behind it the way they have and show their support because they share the vision that I have for what I want grind to be, and it's. I'm not gonna cry. No.
It's all right, man. This ain't baseball.
It's
You can
literally
cry here. Just dip your toe. You by the pool. Things can happen.
I'm telling you, it's been mind-blowing and life-changing to see everybody come together, and not to mention the networking between my community members, you know,
Right.
people coming from different projects because they hear of what this project's about. And so we have people from, like, say, the Sigma community, the Bear community, the Zoj community. Big shout out to Zoj. Without him, I wouldn't have been able to relaunch my project. He's absolutely amazing. And his free
Nice.
tools.
Right.
But yeah, it's so cool to watch. And for anybody out there who does want to do a project on their own, you know, be encouraged. It is a lot of work. You do have to dedicate a lot of time to it, but it's so worth it. Like all of us have been pushing, your network is more valuable than your net worth, especially in these coming times. You know, with the future that we're going into, everything's going to be ran by AI, and we're going to have robots taking over the labor industry just because it's going to be more efficient and cheaper. And so we need our network. We need to keep the human interaction and stuff. So
I just want to give you a round of applause for that,
Wow.
because I think this is what's so cool about the crypto space. And, you know, there's a lot of people. I used to go by more, you know, crypto, and everybody, you know, used to say like, oh, don't use the word crypto. Crypto is bad, whatever. It's crypto, okay? Digital assets, space, blockchain, whatever you want to say. The crypto universe, the people that are involved in this space, the fact that you not once but twice you're building, you had an idea and you're putting that idea to work, and you're using the distributed ledger, you're using XRP ledger to do that, to create your community. And so what I'd like the dip-a-toers to wrap their mind around is that crypto is not just about money. It's not just about a meme token, about making money. You know, it's not just about digital identities. It's not just about, you know, triple ledger accounting and having transparency. You know, it's not just about moving money globally across the world in seconds, right? It's about opportunity and education and the networks that we've all spoke about tonight. There are people right now that are creating tools and taking time to teach others. If you're not on X, crypto Twitter, we've always called it crypto Twitter. Now I don't know if we say crypto X or whatever. There's lots of spaces. There's a space in the morning from 9 a.m. until 11. We've interviewed him a couple of times on the Dip-a-Toe show. But Stone has Coffee and Crypto from 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time till 11. He has a variety of different projects that come on, talking about the different things that they're building, which is how I found Ethan of Grind. And we have Lady K. There's Crypto Queen that holds spaces. There's Vet, who we've interviewed on this show also, that are always up in spaces. There's a lot of education that's happening for free on X, on YouTube, in Telegram. There's a lot of places. And being able to build something without that knowledge. So like I said, when I first started learning about Bitcoin back in the day, when my son said, Mommy, I'm going to buy some Bitcoin. And I said, no, you ain't. I should have said, yes, here's $10 and we'd be millionaires right now, right? But no, mama had to say no, slam the door shut. But, back then it was very difficult to understand it. You have some really well-spoken people that have devoted their time and energy, like Zoj, like you said, Ethan, that are building tools and educating people. And so if you have an idea, look at what Optimistic Prime has built with Wandering Footprint, right? Her whole thing that she has going for 5 years she's been building. This is a mother who lives on a school bus, right? You could do this. Two buses.
She got two buses.
She got two buses.
Buses.
I'm just saying, like, there's huge opportunity out there. Do yourself a favor, look into this space way more deeper than you ever thought you would before, because you've got Brent and Alan decide they go to a conference and they're driving home, they're like, I think we're gonna have a show, we're gonna do a show. And what is that drive? It is, something struck a chord and you decide you want to teach, you want to teach others. And I'm just, the people that are in this space you guys are incredible. Like, I would like to go around the room and have you guys give your advice for anybody that's interested in dipping their toe into this space. What are some, gotta do it. Like, what would you suggest if somebody's coming up to you? And we'll start with Amy. Because we'll see how she is.
Hey guys, can you see me and hear me? Because my phone's all geeking out, and I'm like, oh my god. Okay, just
you're fine.
Did someone send you a link?
No, we're good.
Okay, no, just kidding. The fun though. Yeah.
We're teasing.
Oh man. So I'm sorry, Melissa.
I was just gonna say, what's a piece of advice would you give to anybody, to all the dipper toers that are out there? We have 179 people watching tonight. What kind of advice would you give somebody interested in dipping their toe into the crypto space?
Well, I would let you know that you need to research your crypto, because you can buy certain cryptos in certain wallets. That is a lesson that I had to learn when I went and sectioned it down and figured out I wanted to buy certain things like entertainment or games or whatever, financial, military, whatever. So I had to go to different places to figure out how to buy these things. So YouTube is your best friend ever. I would sit there and watch it and rewatch it and rewind it and watch it just to figure this stuff out. I mean, there is a big learning curve, and if you stick with it, that you'll get it. I'm sorry, what was the question? I forgot already.
No, that was you answered it. Like the whole wallet thing, that's a very valid point, because how many times have you heard, and it mostly is when you hear like people that are like jazz hands, you gotta buy this token right now, and you don't even know what wallet actually can hold that token. And so we always say you don't want to leave your thing on an exchange. You don't want to leave your token on an exchange. So if you can't move it off of an exchange, that could be a problem, right?
It is a factor. It is a factor. And I know that, we've moved along a few years. So there's, they hold different tokens now where they did not before. You want to also make sure that you read the white paper and you look at who the partners are with that crypto, because that'll be a clue as to, do I want it or not? So if you go in there and look at the partners and see some big players, then you might want to dig a little deeper and see where you go. So there's research. Do your own research is what they always say, and if it's not your keys, not your crypto. So just be open to learning a whole bunch of different things. And it's a different mindset, because this is financial. And, we're all used to just, here's your debit card, but
Right.
It's all new. We're all learning, and I'm glad to be here with all of you.
Oh, we
That's
love
right.
that. We love that you came. Who else? Anybody chime in? Advice that you'd like to give a newbie entering into the crypto space? Who wants to go?
Watch the Dipito Crypto Show.
Ah!
That's the best advice I've heard all night.
Thank you,
The
my
first thing
friend.
they should do. Watch the show. And what you guys are doing and how you are managing to get the information out is the most important thing. And then from watching the show, go, right, who are all these people they're talking to? And then with you learn at your own pace, but then go to all these wonderful people right here that offer these projects. And if you know of anyone that could be needing any of that information, then pass that as a service. Here's their name, here's their channel. Go check it out. There's no pressure, because these are the guys that find the people from doing your research and then spend the time
Uh-oh.
to share it with others. So that would be what I would say.
Thank you, Tristan.
That's awesome. Fire.
We
Fire.
appreciate. Anybody else?
Come on,
Throw
I
it
saw
up.
some hands up.
Throw it up there, Ethan.
I would just say, you know, jump in and do your research. And this is going for like L2 assets, you know, so your communities off of blockchains, such as myself. Do your research, get into these communities, talk to the devs, you know, talk to the communities, see if it's people you vibe with, or if it's something you actually resonate with. And you know, don't just chase green candles. Don't do that. That is your worst nightmare if you are first getting into crypto, is trying to chase a green candle. You will fail every time. And any experienced crypto investor will tell you the same thing. Do not chase the green candle. Do your research, get involved with the community. You don't necessarily even have to, you know, be the big shiller or anything like that. Just get involved and see how you vibe with those people and stuff like that. And if it's people you want to get involved with, sure, invest in that project, you know. I think that's the best way to build yourself a long-term portfolio. Don't get me wrong, if you're just in it for kind of day trading or quick gains, sure, try to find different avenues to do that. But if you're going for conviction plays and stuff, do it in projects that you vibe with. Do it in projects that you that hit your heart, or their art stands out to you and you love it. You know, pick stuff that you're interested in. It's going to increase your value in your token or in your NFT or your asset because of the fact you actually feel for that token. You know, you and don't get me wrong, we all are in it for money when you're investing. So do set your limits, set your goals, you know, and always keep a moon bag. If you do go to cash out, don't go and cash it all out. Leave a little bit.
Sounded like moon
Just
bag,
in
baby, moon
case.
bag.
So yeah,
Feel a
just
moon
get
bag.
in where you fit in, you know. And there's just so many great projects and great people and such a wide variety of different vibes in different communities that there's a niche for everybody. So
Yeah.
that's
Get
my
in
biggest
where
thing.
you fit in. I like that. That could be a t-shirt, man. Huh?
Too short's got that on lock. Get in where you fit in. So ain't nobody getting that. Yeah.
Is that why not though? I don't know who Too Short is, but if I want to make
Oh
a t-shirt,
God! Don't
get in where you fit in, I'll go do it.
Oh,
I don't even care.
Melissa,
I don't even care.
No, wait. You got to take a month off work, bro. We got to catch you up on like real rap.
Is this
okay?
person?
Too
Were
Short-
they in
is a
the
rap
90s?
artist.
Was this person in the 90s?
Yes.
Too Short's like one of the original rappers.
Well, let me just
Yeah,
tell you,
like,
I
I
was having babies in the 90s, and I don't know
You could have been
any
bumping
music.
some stuff while you
Look,
this.
I didn't even know
headphones
about
on.
Rusted Root and all that stuff. All the whole 90s are like I'm discovering it as an adult, like a old adult.
Well, I mean,
now.
dude,
So,
I know Mr. I know
You
Mr.
must
Zam
forgive
can plug
me.
you on that. I know Rob Nichols can plug you on that. Like we
They
got
love
deep
me the way
roots
I
that were
am. They
there,
love me
boots
the
on
way
the ground.
I am. Okay, wait, listen. Optimistic Prime's back in there. There's a couple people in there saying this show's got to go longer than 2 hours. I'm fine with that. I want you guys to stay as long as you want. If you got to drop, tell me now, and it's totally fine. I will work with it. But this is a really good conversation, and I do have other questions to ask. Late to the party. Cosmic Mama Shay is here. Gmail Brown 33. Call Tyrone's here. Susan Roblin. Yogi's here. Yeah, Yogi. I concur, Melissa. Raising babies. Yeah, I missed the whole 90s thing. I missed it all.
We're gonna catch you up.
I want a piece of advice from Mr. Zam.
Amen.
What you got?
I guess if you're a newbie coming into the space, I would say first, ask yourself why you want to be here.
Oh, good one.
It sounds good to just, go ahead and be excited about something that you don't know about, but ask yourself why you want to be there. And then after you ask yourself why you want to be there, what would you be able to contribute to the project, and also, consider the benefits that you may encounter in doing so. And then after that, I would invite them to, log in, get a Discord account, definitely a Telegram account, and an X account. Be familiar with YouTube, watch great programs like Dip a Toe. Logging in the mornings, you want to be disciplined. Log in the mornings, listen to Coffee and Crypto. Stone, Lady K, Optimistic Prime, and their panel of guests provide alpha all morning long, and they really do a good job at it. Then in the afternoons, you want to follow up. You got CKJ coming on at 1:30. I mean, the XRZillas, that's his thing, and he does a lot of extensive research. So get with people that are doing actual research, that they're providing facts to you about. They're not in there shilling a project or just saying they're forcing you to get a coin. And kind of stay away from technical analysis too, because sometimes your TA could be off a bit, and if people get in at the wrong times, that may discourage them, and they may not want to come back. So as a newbie, you have to also understand that, sometimes you may hear things and it may not work out the way that the people are saying. So you have to be aware. You got to be balanced. You got to be able to stay level-headed through this constant thing, take the emotion out of it, and then, move forward in your progress. Listen to other people like 68J, come around in the evenings, Robin Fitz, find out what the protectors are doing, find out what the Zillas are doing, find out what the Uga community is doing, find out why people have blue wrenches, find out that the Blue Illuminati crew is killing it. And then you can listen to good music. Yeah, you can listen to good music from Tails, Bags, and when you realize all these things are happening on the ledger, and then you got great projects like Grind coming in, you got the Staple crew doing their thing, you got awesome Amy. I mean, there's so many avenues that people can embrace and find their place. Just make sure that you do things a step at a time. Be very reasonable about your approach. And the most important thing is to just be grateful. If you're grateful and you receive good things and just want to have a heart to give back, I think it all blends and works together. And we all can do great things for many years to come.
Man,
Amen.
I love that.
I just want to touch on that real quick. Somebody pointed out on X the other day to me, we say GM all the time for good morning. And he said, change that. Give more to get more.
Oh.
Think of it that way, because the more you give, the more that you will receive. So, that's always a great outlook to have.
I love that. Yeah, I hear people say GM a lot.
It's a universal law, man.
Yeah. Mr. Zam, you mentioning the technical analysis, I have to agree with you. That is one of the things when you're a new person coming in, and even myself studying crypto for a year or two in, even listening to these guys and gals that do the TNA, they seem like they know exactly what they're talking about, right? And you look at it and you don't really understand it. And of course, I'm lucky because I have Simon who can explain these things to me. But these people, they have their private, they have private chats that they charge for, and people pay a lot of money to some of these guys. And I'm not knocking that. Like, hey, if you've got a skill that's been on point and people want to pay you, have at it. That's fantastic. However, when you're a new person coming in, I don't want them to think that that's the only way that they can succeed in this, because I'm of the belief that we're in such a different world that we're entering into, that it might not exactly follow those old TNA. It does have a pattern, but it's more of a common sense pattern also. When you think about business and you think about taxes and you think about changing the financial system, with, all the stocks and bonds and people pulling money out of that to get into the digital assets, right? The ebb and flow of the money, it has to be done in a responsible way. So, I'm just saying, you don't necessarily need to just listen to a technical analysis person and pay them X amount of dollars a month to get that inside deal. If you're in these spaces and you're listening to people talk and you start to research some of these projects, you can come to a conclusion yourself. Because there's a lot of things that are very transparent. All you got to do is look. All you got to do is search out, like Amy was saying, research the people that are creating these projects. Who are these people, right? You start making those connections, and then you see who that person's connected to this, to that, and whatever. And you're like, holy smokes, this is a big thing that's happening out in the open. It's just the media is not really telling us until they're ready to tell us. And then usually they're misguiding us. So this kind of network right here is the most important thing you can do for yourself if you are interested in getting into crypto. If your friend's been telling you about it and you didn't want to listen to them, because I don't know about you guys, but most of my people, they don't want to listen to me. But if they met Simon on the street in the gas station and he started talking to him, then they'd come home and they'd say, man, I met this guy at the gas station and he told me
at the gas station buying a water and a bag of Doritos.
Telling you that stuff. Yeah. And I seems like it seems almost like they're like 2 years behind. I don't know about you, but it's like a 2-year deal where it's like, I told you that shit 2 years ago. Right. So anyway, Brent,
let's cook.
You little
I want to double down. I want to double
down 2 cents.
Man, those are all such good answers. I want to double down on all of it. The why, and the light bulb for me was how it works. Like how it works. Once you actually understand how it works, then it's not the same thing as cash or stocks or 10-year bonds or 20-year bonds or baseball cards or pogs and slammers or all these different things. It is its own unique form of technology. And all of us in here, we're not in here talking about it. We're not, our channel, and I know your channel, like we're not making a ton of money on the advertisements and all that, where we can just do this for a living yet or any of that. Like, my dad and I have put everything back into our channel to try to make the network. And so doubling down on the network, I'm so glad you talked about that a lot, Ethan. It's everything. The two people in my life who I go to for advice or opportunities are my dad and Simon, because that's where their brain is working in that space. With blockchain technology, the genie's already out of the lamp. Everybody, this thing that we know of, right? is 15-ish years older. It's coming to a theater near you in finance. At this moment, it's coming for every sector. Wherever you're at, your government is probably acquiring it. Your local bank is probably looking into it. It's coming for payments, exchange, trade. We're going to be able to use smart contracts, voting, decentralized finance, file and data storage, decentralized applications, global exchange, banking and retirement, mortgages and rights. It's the whole thing. If you just, somebody new walks up to you and says, "Hey, Brent, you know what is it? What is it?" Like, one of my best friends just asked me, like, if you could just say in a sentence or one word what Bitcoin is. Like, essentially, they made electricity into money. And then you got to get into the whole how that works. But it's an accountability system, how a blockchain works and how you use it and how you trade with it. And instead of having this unlimited amount of printable ones and zeros that have, it just seems to be the way that things go from Rome and Greece to all the governments and empires that have come after it. You just break down the money, break down the money, break down the money. Okay, it's not made out of gold or bronze anymore. It's made out of copper, and it's, you know, it's a fraction of what it used to be, and it's a fraction of what it used to be. These systems are built to be finite, to be limited supplies, so that there will come a day in the near future where it's going to be very hard to acquire some of these coins. Like, that's coming. And so we'll get probably a spike of value from that, is my guess. But the real adoption point, and Simon asked me this question before we all came on, and was like, what's the future of this look like to you? And I was trying to think of what's that thing going to be? What's that bell curve? And I still think it's going to be, and you can do this in some country. We can all do this together with our phones because we have wallets, and we can, you know, hey, Simon's got this really nice truck that I like. Okay, dude, can I give you some XRP for it?
Absolutely. We can do. I'll drive it down right now. I'll drive it down right now.
I think that bell curve is somewhere where everybody, you know, is either encouraged, you know, through people like us or their banks, or some, you know, big exchange comes up, or some institution is like, hey, this is going to be built into the payment systems, and you're going to go in, be able to buy your cheeseburger, buy your kid a baseball glove, whatever it is. And then that 1 out of 10 people that know what a crypto or how blockchain works is going to turn into, you know, a 6 or a 7, you know, very, very quickly. And so when I say it's out of the lamp and it's coming to a theater near you, this is already happening all over the world. And our community is sharing all that information with each other in different ways, and different news and things that we've been tracking for years and years and years. And we are, in a way, sharing it for free and giving away when we can, and putting in our money that we make from our channels to go to meetups, to make new friends, to be able to just help understand the why and the how. And so again, to double down on the network, you know, find a group of people that you trust, play it super, super safe in the beginning. Don't do what anybody's telling you to do. You do your own research, you make your own decisions on it. And know that there's a lot of us, and you've heard about all this at some point somewhere, because it's happening. It is here. And it's not going away. I don't see how it can go away.
No,
I think it's a big financial takeover. How this works, how blockchains work, is gonna soak up everything. So check it out.
It's been in the works for years and years and years. Can I just shout out Tristan, who's a badass welding? Yeah. Well, I didn't know he was a welder. That's welding? Yes, am I right?
Yeah, no, he's doing stick welding. I think he does it for he makes the company he works for actually makes tools for mining, specific tools. I think he's actually doing. I know he's not doing aluminum. That would be a little bit different. That's usually on a TIG machine because that's what I do in some of my sheet metal work that I do. But yeah, when I found out he was doing there with the stick welding, I'm like, bro, let's make something cool. Let's make a really big skateboard ramp out of metal. Let's just do it. Why not? Come on, anything. Let's build something crazy.
I want to welcome Shane Sullivan to the stream.
Mr. Sullivan.
Subscribe and like the stream. Thank you, Shane. We appreciate you coming to the Dipito show. Nina Blossom, want to give her a shout out. Matt Riley. Thank you guys for coming. We love you. Gmail Brown 33. Becky is in the house.
Miss Becky. Love Becky. Talk to her a lot.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Simon?
I'm texting her right now.
I was gonna say, B-Man, that's fire. Everybody here that's shared their advice, their suggestions, has been great. I want to touch a little bit on something there that through our history, at least, I'll make it personal. Through my history here thus far on this earth, we poo-poo the free thing, okay. Now I'm going to bring value to the free thing. Okay. And this is going to come, you're going to realize this in your crypto journey. So if you're brand new to crypto, you've been in it 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, you probably haven't had this hit you yet. And this actually comes from my journey with financial literacy and understanding the value in one of arguably the most precious asset we have here on this earth, and that is time, because we cannot make more of it like we can anything else. So to free, the best price that you can pay for something that is free is your time, because it took time. Someone gave their time to build that thing. So when you're here listening and you sit there and you might go, am I wasting my time? Question what you're looking at or reading. Did this person say, am I wasting my time when I made this? Are these people wasting their time, doing XRZillas, fathers of, the father support group right there, the stable crew, Amy? Is Drizzle wasting his time? No, he's getting more money to go get some more crypto, more than likely, right? Is me and Melissa wasting our time trying to bring crypto to the world? We're just doing our part that we want to do, right? This is us trying to give back to the community. And it goes back to the more you put in, the more you get out. Like, hello, the best student in a classroom is what? The teacher, because the teacher gets years and years and years of other students, and they learn more from the students than the students do from the teacher, and so there's a lot of value in time. There's a lot of value when you recognize that. You will have an appreciation for what something has given with no dollar value attached to it, because the value is far greater. The value cannot be priced. It is knowledge. It is wisdom. And that is very, very valuable. Like it's priceless in my opinion. I've come to learn that because of great teachers that are out there. The Dipitoers on the show, y'all know I'd be talking about Richest Man in Babylon, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And of course, Nelson Nash, Becoming Your Own Banker. Like that is some really old wisdom. It's old. It's I mean, some people do the how what do I want to say? Building wealth by Bible rules. Dude, how old is that wisdom? Okay, that
Absolutely.
was passed down generation to generation. How much is that? How much did that cost? How much is that worth? But yet it's right here in your hand. Someone's giving it to you right there. So the next time you might sit there, oh, I can just do it whenever I want. That's not true. You only got a limited amount of time. I can't get the minutes back that I just spent here. They gone. I only got what's in front of me, and I don't know how much is left in my bag. I hope it's a lot. I hope my bag's still heavy, because I'm just getting to the good part. But just on on another tip to speak to just specifically to crypto. Scared. Let's see. How do I say this nicely? Scared crapless, but do it anyways. Recognize you are drawn to this. Okay, I love that Mr. Zaman brought up. Ask yourself why you're here. I would say ask yourself that frequently, right? Ask yourself that frequently. Why am I doing this? Oh, that's right, and embrace that feeling again that you had where someone kept telling you about Shiba Inu, and you didn't even look at it till way later, and financial literacy, honestly, look that up if you don't know what that is, because in this crypto space, we all talk financial literacy at some point, some level, and that's just a term that's in my opinion, that is the study of value. And value can be measured different ways in different things. Right now, us 9-to-5ers, we're in a trap. We don't know it yet. We think we're good. We got food in the cupboards, our current on our bills, and we got a job. But we stop growing. Okay, so my advice to you in this crypto space is don't stop growing. If you need to take a break, go take a break. But come back. Just come back for yourself. You deserve it. We all deserve it. That's literally why I'm in this space. I mean, not the why. What got me here is what got me here. But why I stayed here is a whole list of reasons. And it's being able to have the opportunity to do what I did on all those job sites that I worked on, talking about crypto all day, all night, where some people were not happy I was talking about crypto. They thought I should focus on work. Other people come to me a couple years later. Hey man, you planted that seed. Like, I didn't say anything, but I listened to you. And I appreciate that, because that means that they gave me their time and listened to the value I was bringing that came from somewhere else. It ain't my value. I just said, dude, you need to play with this ball for a little bit. Go do it. So do that. One thing I'm very grateful for too within this space, and we've all touched on it, it's community. When I got in this game, when I got in this industry, there was not this. There was not people on your screen. I'm telling you, reach out to all these people on your screen. Find out where they're at in social medias. Now, again, cautious, right? I mean, gotta do your own research. Make sure, because some of these people could be hacking out there, making a fake account of Mr. Brent Staple. Think, maybe crawfish.
It's happened.
Right? But all these people here, I'm telling you right now, that they would help you at least get you going in the right direction. They would be honest and say, hey, I'd be careful of that. That's what you're looking for.
Yep.
Okay. That's a big gem. When you have someone in the space that you don't know that says, hey, I'd be careful. Right. That's something to recognize. So, yeah, financial literacy, learn about it. Keep going. If you're not growing, you're stuck. You really are stuck, and, even though Brent says the genie's out of the bottle, you're ahead of everybody
So
in your
ahead.
sphere
Oh my
because
God.
you're giving this your
If
time
you're
right now.
watching this show, you are so far
You're
in
you're
front of your peers.
oh,
So
you
far in
are.
front of your peers. If you
You're
stumbled upon the Dipito show and you click that button to watch it and you're still watching right now, there's 193 people watching. You guys are so ahead of the game.
this
So
is
ahead.
facts. This is facts right here. You can never ask too many questions. Ask away. This is probably one of the only industries that I am currently aware of where the knowledge flows. Even though there might be I'm not even going to call it gatekeeping. Some people call it that. Melissa mentioned, hey, pay to get into this group. That person has done their
I've
work.
paid.
You know, I've paid too, and I'm all about mentorship.
I ain't mad. I ain't mad about paying.
You know, yep, no, I'm
No.
not either. I've learned, but I did my research to make sure, hey man, that was the right school I go to because I'm about to throw some money on the table and I want to make sure they're good. They're good. They've proven themselves to me in my way. Here's my money, my exchange value of time. Give it to them. What you got? Here's some more. What you got? Wow, you're really only charging me this much a month? Bro, you're giving me rich man knowledge right now. You know, and you know, mentorship can be free. Eventually, it's not. Why? Because time. Those respect these people's time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying pay for everybody, but you'll find to a level where someone's charged be like, nah, man, this is this knowledge I need. Dude, here, you know, dude, lady, whoever you are, here's this loot. Give me your game. What you got?
Yeah.
You know, it's a mutual respect almost. I didn't used to think of it like that. I'm like, man, look at these stingy mother pluckers, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you know, like, come on, man, just give me a rock and make sure it's solid gold. By the way, can you make it this size? And like, come on, man, that's me not doing my part in this. Do your research.
I will say this, you know, there is a time where for some people, you know, to pay somebody to walk them through, like if you're nervous about trying to, you know, open up a wallet and you're not quite sure and you want to have not your keys, not your crypto, that experience where, you know, you're not so sure about what these keys are, the public and private key and all of that, to pay somebody for their time to walk you through it so that you feel more comfortable. Yeah. Absolutely. And there are folks out there. Just know that if you do come across somebody that is charging, just know, never give them your key. Like if they should tell you, I don't want to know your full name. Yeah, I don't want to see what your key is. I'm just going to walk you through it. You know, do a test run with you or whatever. And then you're on your own type thing. You don't
but if you get lost, call me.
never want to give somebody your key. You know, and then there's also the people that are online that'll say that they're trying to help you. And then they'll be like the customer service people where they're like, okay, well, what is your seed phrase? What are your 12 words? And, you know, those types of things. Yeah. You don't want to do that. But, yeah, there's so many cool. I wanted to share something that is so freaking cool, you guys.
Is this some XRP?
No, well, there's a couple. I have to give a shout out,
man. Just a little bit. Let me get like 0.001 XRP. Come on, I'll get you that.
This is even better to me. This right here. This is Darla and her husband Rye.
Yeah,
these are they said last week we watched our best friend Gotta Be with their friend last week. They were the ones that were watching our show, having their floor picnic, watching us. And they say this week he's been replaced by our son. Dip-a-toe and dinner is on Wednesday night. Staple at the I don't know. I'm off household. But I just want to say too, look at how beautiful Darla is. She just had a baby. Look at that baby. It doesn't get any better than that, folks. Hey, you know, it doesn't get any better than that.
What's the food? What I love.
I don't know what the food is.
And I gotta thank my wife for this. I really gotta thank my wife for this because she's told me some of the really crazy cravings that the ladies be having during the full term, right? some of them combinations of food have been really, really fire. Like you think it's some weird stuff. So I'm curious. Did that look like pizza or something? What was that?
It looked like chicken to me. I thought it was.
It looked like chicken. Man, it looked like pizza to me from where I was sitting. I'm down for a chicken pizza though.
It looked like chicken. One thing I wanted to ask you guys that I saw that was going around the internet. Now this kind of gets into a little bit of the conspiracy. Well, it's not even a conspiracy. It's just learning. Okay. So I don't know if you guys saw I think it happened like last week. There was a guy on Twitter, or he probably did it on what's that other app that everybody's on?
Snapchat?
Not
Instagram.
Snap. The one that they want banned.
True Social?
TikTok. So the guy is like getting ready in the morning, and he's like got this blue bottle of water, and he does his workout, and he does the ice bath on his face, and he does all this stuff. And they were joking about it on Crypto Coffee and Crypto with Stone in the morning that somebody took Stone's routine. You know, they were making jokes about it. However, I started looking at it, and I noticed that, here's this video I saw, and it had, the picture of the blue bottles of water, the bananas on the table, and the ice thing. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting, because whenever I think about water, I think about Ripple, right? Like, I always think watch the water. That's a cute thing too, but that's how I think it's kind of connected. Watch the water. So, which is also was confirmation when I was led to Ripple and XRP. That was the first thing that popped in my head was, holy shit, watch the water, right? So anyway, I'm looking at the banana thing, and I remember about probably maybe a year ago, some folks were talking about banana, and there was all the, people were posting pictures of bananas and crypto. And I'm like, I don't exactly know what that means. Like, what does that mean for the banana? And so then here I see it now, a year later, I'm seeing it again. And then Eleanor Terrett, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Eleanor Terrett, but she's a journalist that's in the cryptocurrency realm. And she recently left. She was, I don't know whether she was with Fox or who she was with, but now she's kind of off into her own venture with the crypto reporting. She went to this summit today, and she was head to toe in a bright yellow suit, and said, wish me luck. And then, of course, there's all these rumors that, like, something big's going to happen on the 27th. Well, I don't know. That's somebody's always saying something's going to happen on a certain date. So I don't really pay that much mind. However, her wearing that suit today made me do a little extra research while I was at work. I just did a quick little search on my work computer, and I said, crypto, what does banana mean in crypto? And the first thing that the co-pilot, because that's what comes up on my search at work, the first big old thing that came up said global liquidity increases.
Yeah.
And I was like,
bananas.
Interesting. I'm choking myself.
Man,
Live
they hit
with
you with the technology to shut your voice up, man. They try and choke you out. This choke point 3.0, man. Hey, everybody get this out on the internet. It's a real conspiracy. They're trying to get her. Okay.
I mean,
I had to play that off, man.
Well, I can't even talk. I'm verklempt.
While you're saving your life there, where's your man at? He should be in there giving you the Heimlich or a White Russian or something, like real deal.
No.
So let's see. What did you say? What?
Global liquidity increases. That's what banana means in crypto. If you type it in,
I'm doing it.
That's what came up. And so I'm just like, so here's all these things floating around. We know all this stuff is happening. Certain, the lawsuits ended, all this kind of stuff. It's very possible that it is, because I think that they kind of talk to each other. out in the open. And we just never really knew what these kind of things meant before. And it's people like us, people like me, choking on my gum, trying to have a show, choking on my gum, but something I would have never looked into before. Like, how am I going to type in, what does banana have to do with crypto? That sounds ridiculous, right? But there's all kinds of things like that when you start typing them in, you start realizing, like, holy smokes, there's multiple meanings exist, right, for all different kinds of things. And so I just kind of wanted to know what your guys' take on that. Do I sound like a crazy person?
Awesome, Amy.
I don't know, maybe a fruitcake. No, just kidding.
Right? Only at Christmas time. Only at Christmas time.
That was good. Touche.
I think it's interesting that you would, I mean, I saw the video, I hear what you're saying, I've seen it all, but for you to go banana, what does banana mean in crypto? And to get that information, that is, kind of mind blowing that it actually said something that we would like to hear. You know what I mean? So
it's weird. It's
yes,
weird.
ma'am.
I gotta find my post. Oh, I will. I actually will show you what I did. Carry on.
Examine.
Yeah, no.
Speculation on the bananas.
So first thing that she said, and to me, I don't think there are any coincidences. I think everything happens for a reason. I think when you see things, they do actually mean something in one form or another, whether we internalize it and receive it a certain way, it has some symbol, it's symbolic to somebody. And first thing Melissa said, I was thinking about that game of the episode of Game of Thrones, or whatever the precursor is. I forget the name of the show, but
House of Dragons.
House of Dragons. And there was the end of the first season when the queen walked in and she had the green
Oh
dress
yeah.
So, she was letting everybody know, look, yeah, I know my husband was doing X, Y, and Z, but I'm here to kind of shift everything. And the whole season changed after that. Like, everything changes. Yep. So that could actually mean something. Yeah. The way she's coming in there, maybe that global liquidity is on the way. It may not be tomorrow, but we all know that day is coming eventually. So yeah, I definitely, I would sign on to that. I subscribe to that. Go, Melissa. Good call.
I am. I'm so crazy that when I do stuff like that, this is a picture of my screen at work so that I could prove that I typed it in. What does banana mean in crypto? And then boom, global liquidity increases.
Yeah, we're gonna go bananas. Yeah.
Huh? The banana zone refers to a phrase in the crypto cycle where global liquidity increases, leading to significant upward movement in crypto prices. During this period, there is exponential growth in market chaos driven by rapid crypto adoption and competitive strengths. Boom.
Wow.
Yeah.
I just thought it was pretty sweet.
And some whipped cream and some cherry chocolate syrup for them bananas.
Yeah. I just thought that was very interesting.
You're good, crazy. I do the same thing, Melissa. The only reason I use my AI app now is to ask it crypto questions. That's it. I mean, I've maybe 3% of the time I ask some, life thing that I need help with, but it's I haven't heard about this in a while, or I'm looking for this thing, or this thing popped into my head. Like you and Mr. Zam are talking about, and when it pops into your head, you got to roll with it. And maybe the universe is telling us something good.
Well, if you think about it, they do talk to each other out in the open, right? I mean, we're all human. We all have jobs, right? We know what we know about our job, and there are certain things that come across in our job where we might be privy to some information that we can't share with the rest of the people around us. I work in accounting. You know, I've had various jobs where I've been privy to information that I can't really tell employees, right? Where I know they're all going to get freaking laid off. Okay. Not allowed to say, I'm not allowed to tell. But you could have a conversation with somebody and you could probably encourage them to make sure their resume is up to date and always encourage them in that way or whatever. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can tell people something without telling people something, right? I feel like they tell people something, and those that are doing their research and doing their homework, some are in the know already, so it's a little, you know, handshake and a nod and a wink to those that know. But if you think about it, if you're building the system and you're part of it, and you know, you got to have that plausible deniability, you're still going to want to tell your people, but you don't want to get in trouble. So I really believe they've always done this forever and ever and ever. The difference with the way that things are going down this time is that we're paying attention. We're giving this attention, and we figured out their code. We figured out their code. And the more that we have dove into this, the more that we've dipped our toes. I mean, I'm up to my waist. No, I'm up to my waist now in trying to figure all this stuff out. And am I right? No, I'm not right all the time, but I'm right a lot of the time, right? I get it right a lot of the time. And so the more questions that you ask, I don't know. Optimistic says she's happy I shared this thought. We still have 200 people, so I didn't.
That's because the West
Coast.
Coast finally woke up, man. We've already had our dinner now. Now we all ready to stay up late night, right? See, the West Coast come out. The freaks come out at night here out on the West Coast. Now we all showing up now. Right.
We're giving
there's three West Coasters right here. And if you count Tristan, he's his own West Coaster too. So I mean, like, we now.
The badass that's working and on a show simultaneously. You got to give him a shout out.
All right.
Team Green Carpet Clean, we're giving you a shout out, and he says we're giving Mr. Zam the host mic from now on, 100%. Huh?
Yeah.
100%.
Let our guy do it.
I mean, you got the voice, you got the desire, you got the knowledge. Why shouldn't you have the mic? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm just keeping it real. I mean, everybody in here, you guys are so awesome. Like I hope that anybody watching this, either live or on the playback, if you just tuned into Dipito, these are the faces of crypto. And whatever pre-notion you had of what people look like that are involved in crypto and what backgrounds they're from, and whether you thought we were all nerds or whether you all thought we were criminals, we are from all walks of life. And probably every one of us has had hard times here or there. And we just got up and we kept fighting back. Right. And we want to give back. And part of the reason for this show is to give back. And to give, I always say the little guy, and I shouldn't say the little guy, but when I say little guy, I mean your average people like we are, right? There's a lot of people all over YouTube and X and these other platforms. They got thousands and thousands of followers, and they have big old voices, seemingly big old voices that can dictate the narrative. But what I'm noticing is that the people don't necessarily want that. They don't want to follow the crowd. They are finding little shows like ours. And that's why I encourage everybody to get involved and do your part, subscribe to Dipito. If you're inclined to start a show, right? You want to build a project like Ethan, father of the grind and the grind token, do it. You You want to be Amy. One thing I wanted to ask before we end this show, for those of you, and it's Mr. Zam and Amy in particular, and Trisso. Well, I mean, all of you guys really, but you two in particular, Amy and Mr. Zam. You are, what pushes you to support these projects? Because I see you all over the place. I see you come to Dip a Cho every week. I see you in the spaces. I see you supporting the protectors, the IMU, TV. They're everywhere. What is it that we nerdy cryptos till regulation otherwise? Okay. But I want to know what pushes you to support the projects in the way that you are. And I'll start with Amy. You're on mute. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I want everybody to succeed, you know, and I've started to try to, you know, grow my following on Twitter. I did kind of lean to the conspiracy people to try to gather people to bring them into the crypto world so they can see all the great things that I see. But yeah, I mean, everybody's building, and they're building such great things. And I know they're all coming in hard, and they're coming in fast. And I just want everybody to be a part of it. I mean, I like to make NFTs, and I like to, you know, come to the shows, and I like to do, you know, gotta be karaoke. And, you know, I enjoy doing all that stuff and meeting all the great people that run in the circles, you know? So I just want everybody to succeed. And so I just try to spread the love. I just want to spread the love.
It's fantastic. And I love seeing your name everywhere. And I do. And any project that has you as a supporter is very lucky to have you. And we all appreciate you very much. Awesome, Amy. You're awesome, Amy.
Thank you. You're too kind. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Zam.
So I'm a big comic book fan. So I believe in, you know, good over evil at some point. I know you got to have the balance. Evil guys win sometimes. Sometimes I like to see, you know, the Empire Strikes Back, you know, and they get theirs, and then the heroes come back and put it on them, like in Endgame. But for me, that's what I get out of the communities that I've gotten involved with. You know, there was a time when crypto was down, when XRP was 16 cents, and I had to really think, like, you know, is this thing going to happen? Is there going to be government or other entities that really smash it because they don't want us to win? So just seeing the persistence and the consistency of guys like CKJ and his partner Team Green and everybody in the International Bullets family, those guys hanging in there and delivering content and alpha in the Telegram where they're telling you, look, these things are happening. You know, they've done the research and they're providing factual evidence to convince somebody that does not know or has that FUD going on in their head. That was encouraging for me. And then, you know, just recently in January, when I met Stone, Lady K, and Optimistic Prime, they were helping out people on their X space. And I'm like, wow, these people are really in here now, taking the XRP ledger to a different level. And then you hear about the projects like Staple Crew, you come across Father to Grind. Ethan, thank you, man. The other day I was on and you were talking about grind, and you even sent me tokens. I was like, I'm not ready to always catch the bonuses and stuff, but it was cool that you were in there and you looked me out. So yeah, shout out to you. There's just so many people, great people in the space. And then I'm a lover of music. So when I saw Stone and his protector, I'm like, yo, I got to find out how to get one of these protectors. And then, you know, come to find out what the protectors are doing with Now Robin Fitz and them doing the music. You got great artists like Spiffy, XRP Bags, Crypto Tales that CKJ has been promoting. I mean, there's so many different layers to this thing that make it special right now. And then the great people, once you have those one-on-one conversations and relationships, like, you know, talking to Opti, and Lady K's provided stock information for me that I didn't even know about. I mean, she's so freaking intelligent. But yeah, there's so many people in the space, Bluminati, so many different reasons why the communities are great. I could go into depth on Ugas, but that's another show.
It's a whole nother level.
That's a whole nother show. So even when they came on, and I think you guys were hitting 589 on your subscribers at night.
Yes.
Like, there were so many special things that happened just in the past couple of weeks and months. They're all manifesting in real time, but there's so many reasons why they're special. I think that's why I'm able to believe in this thing and continue to do it. And I got the XR Zills behind me because, you know, they may be not one of the top memes right now, but there's things in this pipeline that I wish I could talk to you guys about now that are really going to show how they're contributing to the space and what's going to change lives in a different way. But all you guys' projects, I'm not just saying it because I'm on stage with you all, but I know the work that it requires for you to put in every day. You guys don't have to show up every single day the ways you do, but I respect it because it's like anything else in the world when you see things grow from something small to something great. And I believe in each of you. And thank you for allowing me to be here.
Oh man. There's two things. Number one, XRZillas. Who's behind the XRZillas? Is that CKJ?
That's CKJ. CKJ is the founder of it, and Team Green was the one that actually created the idea, the identity, and he's the one that manages everything behind it. He does a great X Space on Sundays where he comes in and tries to explain to that community what is going on with the token and what AMM pools mean to it. So a lot of people just create tokens and they think they're just going to put them on a ledger and make a lot of money. That's really not the case. You really have to understand what you're doing with the token. There are certain ways to, you know, double side into an AMM pool. You get liquidity tokens by doing so, but you're participating at a different level than just trading something. Like, there's a lot more in-depth research that is involved when you're really creating a meme token that's going to do something other than just, you know, be a meme. There's true utility behind it. You know, what are you doing, and the networks that you create by doing so. So please check out his space on Sundays. I think they usually start between 12 and 12:30, maybe as late as 1 o'clock sometimes, but really good alpha in that first hour or two. And then on Fridays, he does another space where he just has other people come on. Like, we welcome all you guys to come on and talk about your projects and thing you're doing. It's just a good, like, a nice hangout night, or if it's cocktail hour or something like that. But please come through. Those guys are doing a tremendous job. I mean, all the guys that are in the Telegram for the International Bullish family really mean the best for the world. And that's why they come from all different communities all over the world. And yeah, just check them out.
You know what was going through my mind, we were talking about what they talk about on their spaces and their plans. You are creating, by teaching people this kind of stuff, that it's like accredited investor education. Okay. So this is the cool thing about this community and us dipping our toes into the crypto. You're learning how to become a seasoned investor. Your broker, you know, when you go through a broker and we've just always trusted them to invest our money. You're going to actually learn about liquidity pools. What does that even mean? And, you know, you're talking about one-sided, two-sided types of things. And so, you know, this is just invaluable lessons to learn. I mean, I need to learn how to do this, you know, just for my own education. And so kudos to you guys for putting that together, and they couldn't have a better representative to pop up. But before we go to somebody else, I wanted to say you said one little thing when we were behind backstage about music that I was like, tell us more about that, because I don't know if people know that about you, and maybe you don't want to share it, but I thought it was like, holy smokes. We got to get some intel.
Yeah, there's There's a meaning behind the name Mr. Zam. I had a rap group early on back in 87, 88. We did college tours. So there was circuits where we opened for like a lot of the major groups, De La Soul, Leaders of the New School, Wu-Tang Clan, Biggie and Pac. We did new music seminars with them. So we were pretty much out there. Some of our music, because we didn't really know everything about it, we didn't do our own research. We thought poor man copyrights would get us through, and we had some things stolen from us, things like that. So I mean, we had a nice little experience. Definitely got a lot of years of experience. That's even why some of the artists that I worked with, they're connecting now with now Rob and Fitz. So there's other things in the pipeline, good things coming up. Had a nice little music career. Still do it. You might see me do something the next couple of months or whatever, but
I love it. I'm so excited. And 87, we're probably close to the same age. You was rocking at 87. So I'm just saying, it's super cool between you and Rob, getting Rob on here. All the musicians that we're coming across. I'm so excited to see where this stuff all goes, man. It's so cool. And you got the young guys with the older guys getting schooled, and that is powerful. You get it's going to be so good. So I'm super excited. Yeah. Opti says, I can't wait till you're a character on the game. Oh, wait, what? Who's a kid? Somebody going to be a character on a game. Okay. And Team Green says Mr. Zam is just a sexy voice. That's all you are, Mr. Zam. Well, we're coming up on 2 hours. We got 10 minutes. I think we shut her down. I would like final thoughts. Whoever would like to go, or we could just go in a clockwise.
I gotta run.
Run it.
Let's run it. So thankful for the panel. There's something very special about your show. Both of you, I think you're the perfect duo. Just your energy and how you take care of each other on the show, and what you present and who you present. Not shouting the five of us out, but everybody else that you've had. And that is something that I am working on doing on my channel, because you've given me that. You've inspired me to do that. We wanted to do more outreach with the crew, but it's beyond that. Now it's I'm calling these people on the phone, and it's let's have the discussions. Let's talk. What are you passionate about? And every single one of you have talked about your passions and, your passion for this. And I'm just really thankful also to be a part of it and to know all of you. And I hope I get to talk to you all in the future. And
Vegas, baby.
Yeah, Vegas, baby. Let's get to Vegas.
How can people find you? How can they watch your show?
We are on YouTube and Patreon. You can find us at the Staple Crew on X. Those are the best ways. Check us out. I do a live show with my dad on Sundays. Send us email or contact and we will hit you up. We're so thankful that we've got all the subscribers that we do, but we're still small enough that, we try to respond and get to everybody. And sometimes it takes time and life gets busy, but really trying to hammer that and really get to everybody and make everybody feel included in that network that we all have, that we're all sharing together. Everybody should get that kind of juice that I've gotten from, people like you guys and the people that I got who are very early on. Like I went to Ivan on Tech school because, Ivan on Tech wrote me a comment, and like Bitcoin Ben, I went to his convention because like he was decent about it back in the day. And so it, as content creators, we're constantly thinking about that. And I've seen how much love that you guys put into your crew here, Simon and Melissa, and I'm here for it. I absolutely love your show, and I'll support you guys however I can, always.
Thank you, man. Likewise, brother.
We thank you for coming on, and we look forward to chatting with you again, Brent.
Yeah, anytime.
All right.
Thanks,
love y'all.
Love you
Peace
too. Ethan.
Hey guys, honestly, I it's going to be hard to follow up Brent because I have the exact same sentiment. You know, what you guys are out here doing, educating people, having different projects on or different community members on to help educate new people and stuff like that. It's truly a tremendous thing you guys are doing, and it's definitely needed. It's needed in the space to have that knowledgeable channel or place that you can go to learn these things that, you know, if you can't just go to Tom or Harry on the street and ask them these questions. To have a place like this where people can come get in the chat room and ask these questions and stuff like that, it's priceless. And so I want to thank you guys. I want to thank all the audience, obviously, because again, like we've all said, you know, without our audience, we wouldn't be anything. We wouldn't have anything. This is why we do what we do, is for our audience, our community, all of that stuff. And then also for you guys who are just investors, just showing your support for projects. You guys are amazing. You know, that's what it's all about. That's what creates a successful project, is a successful community. You know, that's the push that a project needs in order to be successful. So the fact that Awesome Amy and Mr. Zam are out there doing that, Trissa's out there doing that, you know, you guys are awesome. That's exactly what is needed for these legitimate projects to be able to have a ground to stand on. You know, Coffee and Crypto with Stone, the things he does, you know, having different projects on his show and stuff. All these things are, in my opinion, they're going to be the next revolution of media. I feel like we're all moving away from watching we all might glance at the news here and there and stuff, but that's not where we go to get our current events. We all go to X. We all go to YouTube. We go to these different things to get our information that we actually want to hold on to. Sure, we'll get our local weather and stuff from the TV on our local cable station. But when we want our news and our information, it's to the computer. It's to an X account or a Twitter space or you know, any of these things. And people like you guys are out here making it possible for everybody to be able to get this kind of information. So big shout out to you guys. And I mean, everybody in the crypto space, period. Without all of us normie people, you know, crypto wouldn't even be a thing, because blockchain technology is the backbone of it. It might be financial, but the backbone of blockchain technology is the community. Bitcoin would have never became a thing without people going, hey man, check this out. Check out Bitcoin. That's what made Bitcoin become what it is. And you know, that's all crypto. I feel like it's amazing the way that it's connecting us all worldwide, you know, different walks of life, different projects, different people, and bringing us all together under the same umbrella of just wanting to, you know, spread the knowledge, spread the wealth, spread the happiness and the joy and the cheer and the good times. And so it's just amazing being up here with all of you guys. And I big shout out and thank you.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Ethan, and I can't wait to see your project grow. And kudos to you for the idea and for making that happen. It's very, very nice to have you on Dip a Toe Show, and hope we can have you back again when we have you know, more another project show, because I think what you're building is something special. So thank you very much for coming on.
I appreciate you guys. And yeah, I'm more than willing to come on anytime. I've had a blast. I thought this episode was absolutely phenomenal, and I'm happy to come back anytime.
Thank you so much. Awesome Amy.
Hey. I just wanted to say thank you for allowing me to hang out with all of you guys this evening. I've learned a lot, and we've had great conversation. I think that that's important to, because communication is key, and we have to be able to talk to each other and help each other. It's just, I'm in love with the XRPL community. The greater, bigger family. I mean, because that's what it is. It's a bigger family, I'm just glad to be here, and I'm glad to experience all this with you guys right now. I mean, the world's getting ready to change, and we're sitting here watching it. So it's crazy.
We're picking our
Love it.
people, aren't we, Amy? Huh?
Mhm.
We're picking
Yes.
we're picking our awesome family right now. We're vetting each other. We're hanging out. We're creating our network, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. We thank you so much for coming on Dip a Toe. I think it's fantastic, and it's like we're all so different, but we're all the same, right? And we all have the same dynamic. It's so freaking cool.
Oof.
Well, I also want to thank you for giving me an outlet to talk to people, because I don't really talk to a lot of people. It's due to my job. I don't talk to people because I'm not supposed to talk about my job.
It's a horrible job.
That's what I do to make my money. So I got to play.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
role.
You gotta do what you gotta do, man. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
poo-poo it.
And so I don't really talk to a lot of people. So you allowing me to come on here is a great way for me to express myself, and I really appreciate everybody's time and attention.
Well, we love you, and we thank you for coming on Dip a Toe Show, and hopefully
Yay!
we'll have you back soon.
Yay, that would be so cool.
Thank you. Well, when we have the ladies' night, we'll have you back on.
Yeah, you need to do. Yeah, ladies' night needs to happen.
We need to have.
That's some-
I know.
that's some-
Work. I gotta
That's
work
some
on
fi-
that.
That's some fire right there, man.
We
Man,
gotta have
I
another
love
ladies'
seeing the
night
women in
soon.
crypto. I really do. It's fire.
Yeah. Mr. Zam. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts are I'm very grateful and thankful for the Dip a Toe Show. Melissa and Simon, you guys bring light to this space. You bring a lot of good people on, and you share content that is going to be around for years to come. So thank you both for the incredible job you do. You show up every week. You keep the audiences entertained. It's a great way to spend Wednesday nights. So thank you. Ethan, you have a family at home that you take care of. I mean, I know it is dad duty. I mean, I have trouble just watching my grandson for a couple hours before I'm off to work or coming home. So you with 3 kids, man, hats off to you. My kids are all older, they're grown, but I understand that it's a lot of work. And on top of that, you're doing things that are making that bringing that awareness to the XRP space. So
Amen
thank
to that.
you.
Mhm.
Awesome, Amy. Everything that you're doing, even some of the stuff you can't talk about, well, you understand, but you're showing up here. You are incredibly active in the spaces. You've been a pillar for the community. So thank you for all you doing. We really appreciate you guys. So my final thoughts are just, being grateful to be here. Appreciate everybody that's in the chat. Everybody's been hanging out, rocking with us for these hours. Very grateful for the Zillas, the IBF, grateful for my family, grateful to God, grateful for my mom, my brothers and sisters, and everybody that just has been an incredible force in this whole process. Final thoughts is just nothing but gratitude. And I'm excited for the road ahead.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Thank you.
We love
for
you.
having
We
everybody on tonight.
appreciate you. Everywhere you go, you're spreading the light yourself, Mr. Zam, and we appreciate you. And thank you for coming on the Dip a Toe Show.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Simone.
Okay, I got one for y'all. It's a good one. It's a good one for me. Where the determination lies, the way can be found. Think and grow. Keep dipping that toe.
Oh, you're so good with that. Think and grow. Keep dipping that toe. There was a message from Trisso. Said, sorry, my internet keeps dropping out and my phone is having said it's saying it's too hot. Well, we want to say thank you so much, Trisso, for coming on the Dip a Toe show.
Nice.
It was an absolute pleasure. Fantastic to show. Like, you got somebody working. He's working and sharing his knowledge and his inspiration to other people. And we really, really enjoyed having you on, and we hope to have you back on the show again. To everybody in the chat, there's 232 people watching the Dip a Toe show right now. Please like and share and subscribe to our channel. I think we're up to, I don't know, we blew past 589 and we're at like 625 people now. So our goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. We've been growing our channel organically. We get people emailing us all the time. If we pay for subscriptions, blah, 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 you know, they'll blow our channel up. Well, we don't want to do that at Dip a Toe. We want it to be organic. We want it to be real people watching, which is why when we do have a show, we do have real people watching and participating, because this channel is for you guys. What is it? What is it, Simon?
630. 630.
That's fantastic. So we're making it. Well, I feel like we're on, if anybody remembers Price is Right, where the little, like the
spin the wheel,
thing, right?
Yeah, spin the wheel.
No, yeah, but
man, I love that, man.
It was the little mountain. It was a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're doing on the Dip a Toe show right now. I'm going to find a video of that so I can play it every time we go up. Maybe that'll be our thing. But in any event, I love you guys. We thank you so much for coming back every week. It really, it's like we are a family. We are lifting each other up. I learned so much from people that come on the show, that are in the chat. You guys are fantastic. And as we said earlier, you're so far ahead of the game. And what we do now with our time, the giving of our time, because I like to say give, not pay, giving our attention, it's going to benefit us and our families and our future family for generations to come. And so, you know, I'm proud of you guys. And for those that are thinking about dipping a toe, you got this. You can learn. Don't be intimidated. This is not rocket science, right? I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I stuck it out and I kept learning. And, you know, when I made a mistake, fortunately, I have friends around me now and a network of folks that lift me up and say, no big deal, Melissa. You didn't lose money until you sell it, baby. That's what Simon told me. You don't lose until you sell. And so, you know, I've gone through my share of learning lessons. And then the other thing I want to say is, you know, I have had a lot of friends like throughout this past several years. I've had people that just completely shut me out of their life entirely, and I was like super upset about it. And now I'm like, ain't no thing. It's no big deal, because I'm choosing to spend my time with people that actually align with my way of thinking and encourage me to learn and grow. And I see them learning and growing, and I am gravitating towards them, and we're like magnets. We're just coming together. And I can't wait to see everybody in Las Vegas this year at the end of May. If you don't have your tickets, if you're not going to the conference and can't afford to go to the conference, just get yourself to Las Vegas. You're going to meet a whole bunch of great people. Tune in to Crypto for Life's channel, 68J. Him and CKJ are throwing an after party on Saturday night. It's $40. There's only, 70 tickets left, right? The place only holds a little over 200 people. You got to get your ticket, because you're going to meet so many people. We're having a pre-party on Thursday night, and it's hosted by Alan Staple and Dave and Judy of Digital Outlook, and our friend Tio Trini. That is a free event. There's going to be details to follow. So if you haven't made your travel plans yet, be
free to get in
for free. You
not
gotta buy
free
your
to drink the booze.
You
Free to
gotta
get
buy
in.
your own. But
You gotta
it's
buy
free.
your own booze.
Yeah,
okay?
but there will be food and non-alcoholic
We got
beverages,
snacks.
but
We
you
got
have to buy your own alcohol
Yeah.
while you're there. But if you haven't bought your plane ticket or whatever, come in on Thursday night so you can come to that pre-party with us. In any event, if you follow me as I find out about parties and whatnot for Las Vegas, I am going to share that information with people so that we can all hang out and hug and be merry, So in any event, I wish you guys all a great evening. We are going to I don't know what next week's show is gonna be on yet. But we're gonna have a good one for you. And trust me, it's gonna be a great show next week.
Always a great show on the Dipito.
Always a great show on the Dipito. We'll see you next week. Have a great rest